Hello everyone, and welcome to the ESOC stream. Today we're going to be casting Knuschelbār versus iamturk for the EPL Grand Finals, and I'm joined by WickedCossack.
Hi there, how are you doing?
So yeah, it's new World Championship rules, isn't it? So first game they just both pick whatever they want to pick, and we should be off. But it looks like a German mirror, which on this map in particular is sort of expected.
Yeah, my plan is to defer to you for anything to do with the rules. I'll let you manage any shout outs.
Yeah.
Like I'm just here for the games.
Yeah,
but
it's just new World Championship rules, so it's the same as you're sort of used to from the LAN and whatever.
Though if I'd known game one was going to be a German mirror, maybe I wouldn't have been so eager to join in.
Well,
but
first
we'll
game's
see.
always
Maybe
a mirror, isn't it? So like, hopefully the next game, if it's normally counter picks after this, isn't it? There's not a single mirror normally afterwards with.
Yeah, it's just game one. We got to figure a way to stop the German mirrors, but to be fair, they can actually be quite interesting once you get past like the starting the first 5-6 minutes.
It's not too interesting, is it? So I mean, you never know. Someone might go water. It's a possibility.
Small possibility, yeah. These two players are quite evenly matched though, so be a good series.
Yeah, both from nil ninjas for the EPL as well, so it's sort of a civil war, as Trevor was trying to tell me to say. But yeah, on the left we have Knuschelbār in green, and the game actually gets running. It's saving first.
Alright, it's just me loading in as well.
So yeah, it's a wood start as well. So we're both just going to go for TPs, which is sort of what you expect as Germany on this start. They might go for the dock, but I highly doubt it, as you said. But yeah, as you said, both players probably even matched, and both players both like this matchup, don't they? At least.
Yeah. I was just looking at the hunts. They seem fine, to be honest. They're pretty scarce because I think sometimes you can get that one that spawns like in the little socket behind your base, whereas this game they don't. So this one could be quite fast and furious, and there could be some big raids coming out.
Yeah, I think the only difference is there's a sort of a hunt of elk, which is on the back right instead of the front right for Turk, and Knuschelbār's probably got a slightly worse hunt, but that doesn't really matter. They've both got 2 hunts in base, so that's all. At the end of the day, all that matters. But yeah, both going to go for a TP, which is to be expected.
Turk had a nice start as well because he had a 40 wood treasure, which is just really nice to see when you start out and get that. Yeah, it's probably a bit of starting delay, but I'm sure they'll get over that.
Yeah, and it normally is anyway. So you just get it from when the game starts. But yeah, by the looks of it, as you said, Turk's going to have that 40 wood, which means he can get off the chopping wood earlier, which is nice, and he can get probably a faster agent, maybe skip an extra villager, which would be nice. I need to pause the game a second.
Alright, what's up?
I need to turn myself up.
No worries. Let me know if I'm supposed to send test.
It's on my end. It's fine. There you go. It should be a bit better now. It should be a bit louder.
Alright, should I give the players the "Are you ready"?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
And yeah, I suppose we let them unpause it, or should we unpause?
They should unpause. Yeah, they should unpause. But yeah, at the same time, even though that 40 wood that Tuck got, he's going to be later to get the TP up, so he's not going to spot the 70 wood. But saying that, does he have enough time to contest that with Knuschelbār, or is he just too far away?
I actually quite like that decision from Knuschelbār, because normally you see top players will try and micro the treasures quite a bit, but because he knows both players have gone for the trading post, he knows that there's potential for Turk's Explorer to be really close by, and Turk could have potentially contested that 70 food. So actually Noodle just chose to take a bit more damage on his Explorer there, just so he can make sure he safely got that. So normally you wouldn't do that, but it was just because of where both trading posts spawned. And yeah.
Especially against Turk. Turk's a player who is sort of known for stealing treasures, getting in right when you're about to take it and just stealing it for himself. So, but at the same time, Turk's going to pick up 80 food, so it's about even, isn't it? 70 and 80 food, roughly the same.
Yeah, it is, and Knuschelbār is following Turk, so we might have some contention as well. So they're heading up to 60 food. That's actually a pretty nice one to go for. And at the same time, Knuschelbār just picking up the 50 coin in his base. I kind of like to do that as well, even though you lose some time because he picked it up with a settler. It just feels uncomfortable to leave it out for extended periods of time when you don't know where your enemy's explorer is, and he hasn't seen Turk's explorer for a long time. And 50 coins such a big swing, because it's kind of like a 100 coin swing. So I don't mind a Noodle going to pick that up.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, is it, at all? And at the same time, he's going to work on this 60 wood. And if you can get that, I think 60 wood is probably better than 60 food. You get that market up in transition earlier, and you just don't have to chop as much, which is obviously more efficient. But overall, this map has quite good treasures actually left. There's still that scout on the left, which is actually probably one of the best treasures in the game. Just one outlaw pistolero for a scout, and you just crack shot and take it. But at the same time,
that would be super useful in a German mirror, especially on this map, because there's not sort of too many angles you can approach from in this map, because you're kind of tucked away in the bottom left or bottom right corner. So if you just put the scout, I guess, just to the north of your TC and then do all the fighting in the middle, like that, you kind of got all the areas covered. Yeah. So yeah, you can't really get raided. So that's a really nice treasure for whoever gets it. We'll have to see. I assume someone's going to go for it.
Yeah, there's going to be a contention now for this 135 XP, which for Germany is actually especially potent, really, because it's a third of a shipment, and Germany's shipments are a lot stronger. So if Knuschelbār has a crack shot, you can just take it from Turk really quite easily.
Yeah, I guess he didn't at the time. He's coming back now. Turk's playing it safe though, so looks like they're just going to fight it out. And Turk is going to be the one that's going to have to crack shot though.
Yeah,
here we go.
I don't know who got that. I think it's just going to be luck here. And Knuschelbār got it, yeah, so that's quite a big swing. That's, as you said, with the 50 coin, that's 270 XP, just a swing to Knuschelbār. And Turk might even lose his Explorer, but I think he might age before. Yeah, he's going to age before he loses it, so he should be fine.
Yeah, it does matter a lot in the German mirror, the XP. However, just because it was a 200 wood start, they both would have had quite a lot of XP coming in. So I don't think it's going to be sort of a game decider. But certainly Knuschelbār is going to be happy with that. And I'm wondering sort of what both players are going to get up to in Age 2. I'm wondering if maybe doppels can be potentially more favourable, not necessarily to start with, but just because the map's it's got a really quick rust distance. So I wonder if the players are actually going to go up to Age 3 at any point, or just maybe Stage 2 with the doppels.
Well, yeah, what normally happens, at least from what I've seen in German mirrors and tournaments, is you tend just to have a massive doppelfest, and then the one who actually ages later ends up winning because you can just siege for your houses or whatever. But Turk's not going to do that. He's going to go up for stable, which is somewhat interesting. Normally you don't do that. But at the same time, Knuschelbār's going to go for stable as well. So maybe that's the meta. I'm just wrong. But,
yeah, I think the stable start is pretty standard. It's just whether you're going to add the doppel soldiers with that when you get this 700 wood in. I think that'll be like the main decision both players are going to have to make, because obviously they're going to go 3 settler wagons first, then we're going to see the 700 woods come in, and it's just do you add doppels or do you age up at that point? But yeah, both players are going to try and do a little bit of raiding. Knuschelbār's got to be careful. He's got 1 vil on the outside, but he is bringing it back. It's coming back to his market. Still a little bit exposed though, so he's going to have to be a bit careful with that one. Meanwhile, I don't think Turk really has too many exposed villages, so he's probably going to be okay actually.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Turk needs to worry about that Explorer maybe going down, but it's now a second age, so it's not too useful. And he's even got bringing the 2 Ulans back to his base, so he's going to have 4 in his base. And if he can catch these 2 Ulans from Knuschelbār, it's going to be quite big. Nush is just trying to scout everywhere he can, but I don't think he can anything, especially.
Sorry, Turk's doing a cheeky fortress here. He's not making any units.
Yeah, no 700 wood, he's just going to go straight up. And he's also got the Ulans in base. As you said, he's not really going to get damaged by those 2 lands at all, from which you sort of expect. But Knuschelbār's got quite a large mass of Ulan, which is just going to go into his base.
Yeah, so Turk is aging up. By the time Knuschelbār does get to his base, he is going to have enough for Minutemen. He might be queuing up a few Ulans at the moment as well, so I think he might be okay. And of course, I don't think Knuschel actually got the full read on Turk. It's hard to know, were there any extra Ulans out on the map, were there not? So he's just playing it safe, pulling back, building the barracks. But this is going to leave him maybe a little bit behind, to be honest.
Yeah, and really, when Germany gets up and there's nothing really to pressure them, I mean, it's a nice massive Ulans, but what do they do versus just a free war wagon pop from the shipment? It's just not going to do anything, is it? Even Dops, if he gets a number of Dops, he's now got them in queue. Then they're not really going to do much against the war wagon mass that Turk's just going to pump out really quite easily. And I think it's a mistake really from Knuschelbār to stay age 2. Maybe he will actually just switch into an age 3 agenda himself. He's got 700 cold on the floor as well, so he can do quite easily.
That's what I thought he was going to do, but he's not. He's actually spending all his resources. So he's got the Doppels in queue, he's got the war wagons. But yeah, I don't know. The thing with the Doppel Ulan fights, right? They can actually they can actually be really one-sided. So if Turk's not careful, he could lose everything potentially. But I'm kind of expecting a few war wagons to come out, and they should be able to micro them okay. Yeah, okay. So Turk sees Knuschel coming in, and as long as he does, oh wow, he's gone for a wood shipment.
Oh, I think that's slightly too greedy. I mean, he can defend this he can defend it quite easily. Just Minutemen just take out Dops so easily. But there's not a huge amount of Ulans here. Yeah. Actually, this 1,000 wood might kill him. I don't know. If he can get away with it, it's huge. Because Knuschelbār is still stuck in age 2. Turk's going to have probably... Oh, I only got 1 out.
Oh, one war wagon!
Yeah, the house was just slightly too late. He would have got 4 or 5, which is...
oh, that's a disaster.
Still, the war wagon can still do some quite nice damage just on its own. 42 times 3 on the Ulan. But he's going to get stuck with the Dops. Oh, it's huge. Each string of those Dops is doing 60 damage to that war wagon.
He's losing villagers now as well. The Minutemen are getting really low. Knuschelbār sees that. He pounces on that. The war wagon goes down. This trade has gone really well for Knuschelbār. He's also picking up the trading post at the bottom. I mean, Turk's trying to move his Ulans away from the Doppels. He's doing quite a good job at that, to be honest, for the moment. I imagine he'll have the TC fight. Yeah, he's working on the Dops with the town centre, so it's good from him. But yeah, that was a nice move in from Knuschelbār. And I think Turk just... Oh, wow. He's seen them.
2 centre wagons are going to go down quite easily. There's that 1 Dop in there, which... I mean, it's low HP, but the Ulans can't really face it. They're going to take so much damage. Oh, no, he actually died. But that's 2 centre wagons down. Look at the difference in eco. There's no trading post for Turk either. Knuschelbār's aging with 2 shipments ready as well. That 1,000 wood may have just cost him the game.
Yeah, I mean, he does get a few Ulans, and I suppose Turk he's got to be really aggressive now and see what he can get done. But I mean, 2 shipments, as you say, stacked for Knuschelbār. I mean, I'm pretty sure Turk thought Knuschelbār was aging, right? When he was shipping the 1k wood, he was probably thinking, if Knuschel was going to push, he would have done it by now, right? Like, he would have come in. But just because Knuschel did kind of a really delayed push, it caught Turk completely off guard with his pants down. And I mean, I suppose even if he got a batch of 5 war wagons, I think he might have been okay actually. But the 1 war wagon just sealed the deal, and he's way behind now. He's going to need to pick up a lot of villagers.
Yeah, he was so close to getting that extra war wagon out as well. At the same time, there's a settler down here that Turk might be able to claw back sort of an economic difference. Yeah, but again, I mean, there's going to be a batch of probably skirms coming out from this town centre because, and what does what does Turk do really? I mean, there's a batch of skirms from the barracks, so more than likely war wagons coming up from the war wagons coming up from the shipment point there, and he's just going to clean up Turk, Knuschelbār, isn't he? And Turk's just going to be lower eco and lower military population.
Yeah, that's really rough. Oh, nice little bit of micro. Takes down a settler, so he's reduced it to a difference of 5, but I mean, still quite a lot. And Knuschelbār's still got another shipment. I think he's got 2 shipments on the way now as well. He's just the benefit of having the trading post still up.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to sort of leave these war wagons alive, saying that another food will come in, so he's actually fine, because that 9 Ulan shipment's going to come in. But, I mean, there's not a huge amount of skirms here for either player, so these Ulans aren't particularly useful for Turk. He's just going to get kited by those war wagons and ultimately have an incredibly bad trade out of it, while having less villagers, really what you don't want to see. At the same time, 8 skirms is bound to come out from that town centre any minute now.
Yeah, nice little pullback from Knuschelbār. He's getting into like a little hole just to make it a bit harder for the Ulans. But the Ulans are on top of him now. And actually, annoyingly for Knuschelbār, his coin mine's just run out. And
yeah, he might lose quite a few villagers here. So Turk's economy isn't even that bad. I mean, Knuschelbār just sent 1,000
doing this. I feel like I've just misread the game.
They're even, but maybe that 1,000 wood's sort of been paying off all that time.
Yeah,
and
I guess so.
I mean, Knuschelbār just sending it now, but we'll have to wait to see what he does with it. But all this walking time on these settler wagons can't be good.
No. Yeah, he's probably going to miss a batch due to that.
Yeah.
No, he does have some in bank. Turk's scouting up round top. He might come across the odd settler. Knuschel seems to like spreading out his settlers. He's got a few kind of all over the place, and he might lose one right at the top there.
And at the same time, I mean, actually Turk's ahead in eco because he's got amalgamation, and Knuschelbār doesn't actually have it yet. So those coin mine villages, so 16 villages, that's basically 20% on those villages as a whole. So Turk's actually ahead in eco, not too far behind on the military population. Recently, he has sent... actually, we've sent the same shipments. Except from Cav Combat. Yeah, Cav Combat coming in at quite a nice time against his Ulans. And there's only 2 war wagons here, so they don't really pose much of a threat. Oh, saying that, there's another 5.
Yeah. So this should go heavily in Knuschelbār's favour now.
Yeah, but Turk, honestly, even with those Ulans coming in, the war wagons coming in from behind, didn't actually get a terrible trade. And there's only 1 Ulan left and 5 skirmishers coming out from Turk. Quite a nice time. So what do these war wagons do against those skirmishers? He's just going to get kited.
Yeah, I was going to say that 1k wood probably wasn't actually doing too much for Knuschelbār. I just saw a lot of it disappear. I wonder what he was doing. So he's actually building a town centre, which is quite an interesting decision on such an aggressive map. Often you don't really have the resources spare to spend that, but I think he was just wondering what he could do with his 700 wood that he had in the bank. So he's got that going up. It will secure his coin mine. Yeah, he sees where Turk's now gathering coin, but he's not really going to get anything done. That was just kind of a scouting Ulan more than a raiding Ulan.
Yeah, and at the same time, that town centre being in that position, I think is even the best. I mean, if you put it up here, there's a lot more resources up here. There's basically 2 hunts and 2 mines. What is he securing now? He's securing 1 mine, and then the hunt to the right is too close to Turk's base. And this is where the big fight's going to be. And at the end of the day, Knuschelbār's just got more units. Yeah, there you go. The wagons are just going to get shot by the skirmishers. There's not a huge amount of Ulans left, but I think at the end of the day, Turk is just going to lose way more villagers here, and he can't really come back from this.
No, I think this is going to be the GG.
GG coming in Turk. Yeah. I think that 1,000 wood just killed him at the end of the day. I think that's...
Yeah, it seemed like it was quite even for a while, but I think we saw that advantage that we did mention. Just it came to fruition just like 4 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly.
but it did eventually like wear out.
Yeah, and let's honestly, I think that's Germany used for. Is it for both players? I forget. The New World Championship was honestly. Can you play a civ you've already played, or is it only if you've won with that civ you want to play it?
Um, I I think it's only if you've won with it you can't play it.
Okay, I'll ask the
Yeah.
players anyway. We probably know already. But I need to see if my mic is fine.
I don't think either player is going to be too bothered though losing Germany. I think both of these players have reasonable civ pools. Maybe Turk is slightly smaller, but he's still got Japan and India and Turk plays China, right? Or am I thinking?
Turk has like 4 civs. He played a match versus Mitre where he went 4-0 up, and then Mitre just like squatted him down 5-4 because Turk has a very limited civ pool. He plays like Japan,
I heard about
France.
that, but what were the civs he used?
If I'm honest, I don't actually know. I think they were like Japan. It was Japan definitely because he plays a lot of Japan. Germany, obviously, France. I think Dutch maybe is. I'm not entirely sure, but maybe Dutch. But yeah, he definitely does have a smaller civ pool than most at this level. I don't. Knuschelbār's civ pool is quite deep, isn't it?
Yeah, Knuschelbār's got a reasonable civ pool. He won't be worried about running out of civs. But to be honest, in the best of 7, you only need 4 civs anyway, right? So Turk should be sorted. All right, I'm going to be joining the game. I'll see if I can copy paste the map pool in if I can find the thread as well. There's supposed to be a theme to these maps, right? Do you remember what region they're in? My geography is not very good.
Yeah, my geography isn't amazing either.
Plus, they're all like kind of in America as well, which makes it a bit awkward. There's no counties of the British Isles.
Well, apparently this is a colony in the nature of the Adirondack Mountains, the Lake Huron, so it's in Canada, I think. But there's no mountains in Canada, so that's I don't know where that is, but if you can find the thread, it will say on there. But yeah, each one has like a theme. One of them is like snow maps, for example.
Yeah, I was just having a look, but my form navigation is letting me down as well.
I'll find it. I should be able to find it quite easily.
I'm almost there. No, you'll be all right. I've got it. I've got it.
it.
Yeah. So they're playing on Iowa next.
I hate Iowa so much. It has terrible hunts. There you go. Iowa tar. That doesn't make any sense. Tar deserts in like Pakistan or India and New England. No, I don't understand that, but yeah, Iowa's an interesting map. It has a Lecastete, doesn't it? So you can
its hunts aren't as bad as you initially think if you factor in the Lakota. Obviously, you do need to build the trading post and tech it, which isn't free. But, I think the tech's about 300 resources, 200 for the trading post. So it's not something that you can get super early. But if you factor that in, it's probably got medium hunts. I will say it certainly doesn't have high hunts. That's true.
And also about Lakota, if you play as Sue, you can actually get 2 Sue big buttons at once. So you can just get an insane mass at 15 minutes, and it's a bit ridiculous. But we actually haven't seen that happen yet in the whole of the EPL, which sort of surprised me. But Knuschelbār's going to go for ports here, which is quite a strong pick on this map.
I love watching Portugal, and especially Knuschelbār's Portugal. He's got some very good ports, and it's a fun civ to watch actually on land maps, just because we don't see it very often on land maps. Pretty much every time it's picked, it's always picked on a water map. In fact, the only other time I do remember it being picked on a land map probably was Knuschelbār picking it on this very map recently. I don't quite remember what the event was. Probably part of the EPL, actually.
Breeze picked it on some land maps as well, but it's Breeze, so he's going to, isn't he? But
yeah.
Portugal can actually nat rush on this map, which is quite cool. But I doubt Knuschelbār will do it.
I wonder if Turk will go Japan. I feel like Japan does quite well against Portugal on the land map.
If he can play China, China's basically just a massive counter support, isn't it? As a whole, you just FI, and then what can Portugal do in comparison to it? But I don't know if he can play Germany. I'm gonna have to ask, honestly.
I'm pretty sure he can if he's lost. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quickly gonna ask Trevor.
Good idea.
Trevor's not online, so I'm going to have to ask someone else.
That's the issue when we switch around the rules for each event. Though it's nice because we kind of see like what's what's interesting and what sort of civ rules work. The only issue is obviously all the players and casters keep forgetting what current rules you're supposed to be using.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's the biggest drawback.
I'm going to have to actually look up the bloody like admin thread for it now, which is going to be incredibly annoying. Tournament civ rules.
Knuschelbār is now questioning why he's put... No, I feel like that would under both rules.
I think you have to. No, you are right. You can win. If you win, you can't play the civ. But if you lose, yeah, you are right. I just want to use one rule set from now on. It's so confusing.
All right, Portugal versus Germany then, and it's on a map with only 3 trading posts. I think the general consensus at the moment is this is going to be pretty Germany favoured, but we'll have to see what Knuschelbār can pull out. I feel like advanced trading post maybe isn't the best on this map either, because Germany is pretty much always going to get that 1 trading post. So you if you do send it, you're just sending it just to make 2 trading posts.
And even then, 3 trading post ATP isn't amazing. You sort of want it at 4 TPs or more. Maybe it's okay. I don't even know. Or maybe if you go for the natives as well, it's alright, because the natives actually have the Incans especially have really good upgrades.
Yeah. You can certainly use it to help build the native posts as well. So just looking at the hunts, they seem okay. Both players only having that 1 hunt on the left-hand side of the map, but that is the same for both players. So yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, and it's a 200 wood start, so Turk's gonna be happy about that. He's gonna go straight and put his trading post down. Maybe he'll crack shot a black bear here, which would be quite nice if he can just do that quickly. I don't think he's going to, but yeah, I mean Portugal doesn't really like the 200 wood start, do they? They tend to.
I mean, it's okay. Against Germany, though, obviously you'd rather just not have the 200 wood start because it benefits Germany so much more. Knuschelbār, interestingly, deciding to actually go for the market because, of course, you can still build the trading post as Portugal. But I'm kind of getting the impression he's just going to play it sort of very defensively, maybe even do a fast industrial. And he's picking up a tomahawk here, so he might be able to try and hunt down Turk's explorer once he gets this.
What is that wolf doing?
I know.
It's stuck in the void. There you go.
The worst bit is if you immediately explosive like India or
you actually can't kill him.
You can't hit it. That's so painful. Especially if you've like worked down the rest of the treasure, right? And then the enemy explorer just comes in.
And then he can just shoot it once or twice and he gets it for free. Yeah, that's a bit shitty. But
luckily it didn't matter here
this time. But yeah, hunting dogs down for Knuschelbār, which is what you sort of expect from a market. He got that 30 coin treasure in his base, and he got that nice and quickly. But Turk's going to pick up 70 food. And actually, this map in particular has quite nice treasures just dotted around it. There's 2 tomahawks on the map, another one here. And if Knuschelbār can get both, he sort of denies quite a lot from Germany, because these tomahawks are especially good versus those ulans that Germany does have.
Yeah, they'll be very useful actually. Looks like they might both come across this 80 XP. Turk's just hesitating a little bit. His explorer's taking a bit of a rest. Oh, he's going back now. Oh, right. Oh, of course. He would have known Knuschel was in the area because Knuschel walked past his trading post. So clever play there from Turk. Just wait until the last possible
Turk got
moment.
it as well. But Turk doesn't... Oh, no, Knuschelbār got it. My mistake. But Turk might take quite a lot of damage in, which is not what he wants, really, is it? Because he's just going to get taken down by that tomahawk and the explorer behind him, just taking basically chip damage over and over again.
He's going to have to be careful with these coin treasures, though. And yeah, okay, he's going to pick them up now because you don't want to lose these really big coin treasures.
Yeah,
He's got 90 coin in base.
That's best possible thing you can get in base on this map, I think. Unless you get like a wood treasure in base. Is there not a wood treasure?
I don't think you can. Oh yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
No, actually, no, there isn't. There's no 40 wood treasure on this map. It's not in the treasure set. So yeah, that is the best you can get in your base. 40 coin and 50 coin as well. Which
I hadn't thought about it, but you can't get 2 times 50 coin, right? That's just like I've
No.
never had that, so I'm assuming that's not
no,
possible.
so it's only ever 10 coin, 20 coin for me. Is there a 20 coin treasure? I don't even remember. But it's they only spawn once on the map basically. If I recall. But I mean, Knuschelbār just sent ATP, which again you were talking about it earlier. I'm slightly confused about.
Yeah, it might be okay. So I think what he's going to do, if you do go for ATP, I think you have to invest in getting down the Germans trading post, right? So maybe he'll make like 5-10 pikes or 5-10 muskets and try and siege Germany's trading post, just to kind of make it worthwhile. So if he does that, I think it will probably be okay.
Yeah, and actually, yeah. But one thing I'm a bit confused about is why I went for the market then. Is I feel like it would have been better just to not go for the market and just keep that wood and sort of put it into a trading post later on and save the wood for later and put up a market, so you get the trading post up itself later. But at the same time, there's Turk that he's going to get the next trading post up, so that ATP is sort of wasted.
Oh, that's it's a really rough ATP. He's actually walling off the middle as well. So Knuschelbār is certainly going for a long-term game plan. I think now seeing 2 trading posts, he's surely going to have to make pikemen if that wasn't his initial plan anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
get no value.
He's basically, what is he? How much trading posts? Are they 125 of ATP or is it different?
I think it might be 120, 125.
Yeah, so he saved 80 wood and got a bit of a stronger trading post, and that's about it for that. If he doesn't build anymore, so it would definitely be a wasted shipment. 300 wood would have been better at this point in particular. But as you said, he's probably going to make a couple of pikes and just siege those down quickly.
Yeah, it's actually really nice to have the 2 far trading posts on this map against Germany, just because like those are the 2 main channels to send raids down. So if you have line of sight on both of those, and then you've got the middle walled off as well, it really shuts down the raids actually. So if Knuschelbār can get that up, it'll be nice for him. But he's going to have a lot of time to siege down these TPs, and annoyingly they still have a lot of health even without sending a advanced trading post. And hold on,
who got that?
Is Turk building a livestock pen?
Is he? Oh, he is. What the hell?
What?
He just.
What's happened? Someone can you explain that to me?
I can't. I mean, if you make, I think he may have.
Is that an accident? Was he meant to build a house? Surely that can't.
That's a what?
That can't be right.
I don't understand here. I mean, if you train sheep, it's actually like I think Will worked this out a while ago. It is actually just terrible to train them, and they just have no benefit. But he is collecting. I am actually just confused. He didn't go with like 4 cows, did he? No, he didn't. I don't understand that. But Knuschelbār is now going to get the Lecastete settlement, which is quite nice. And he's probably going to get the Inca one too, because the Inca one's one of the nicest ones to get. And he's also sieging down those trading posts, 5 pikes to each, so he's going to get them up quite easily. But yeah, I think that's 200 wood just down the drain, isn't it? At Livestock Pen.
Maybe it was supposed to be a saloon. It was probably supposed to be a saloon or a house, since we haven't seen like a 7 cow shipment or 7 sheep shipment come in. So it is definitely looking like a mistake.
Yeah, but if you
strategy choice.
If you were to go saloon, you'd have advanced mercenaries and Palatine settlements to deck in.
Right.
He has neither, so I think he's just accidentally made that. I'm not entirely sure. But Knuschelbār hasn't actually lost any villagers at the same time, so those 2 lands just dying for no reason, not really gaining anything from it. And obviously you can't really contest the pikes because Ulands against pikes doesn't really fare too well.
So I think Knuschel's probably feeling pretty good now. He's taken down both trading posts. Stopping Germany having the trading post is a huge deal as well. More so than you just getting an extra one, to be honest. So this is looking quite nice for Ports. Turk coming in with a raid up top though, so he's going to pick himself off a little villager. Interestingly, villager HP Greatcoats hasn't come in yet, which is always a risk against Germany with those high attack Ulans. If you don't have Greatcoats, you're always at risk from losing a Vill, even with good control, to be honest. And so he's lost one. We'll have to see if Turk can get any more.
Yeah, and he's got steel traps down, as you said, and Turk actually hasn't. So that livestock pen could have been converted into steel traps if he hadn't made it. But
I mean, maybe it helps protect his mine a little bit. So
it's a wall. He's not allowed to make walls, so he's just made one there to stop stuff. But
he's doing some good raiding though. Another villager goes down.
Yeah, he's doing well with raiding. I mean, as you said, no greatcoats on those villagers, so he died incredibly quickly to the Ulans. And he actually spots the town centre, which is quite nice. He's going to get a tiny bit of siege on it. That Ulan's not going to take it down as it with 20 siege. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. Sorry, I was just I think Knuschelbār was just playing it safe with that town centre placement because he knows there's the odd sort of Ulan out on the map. You just don't want to lose it. And actually, the trading posts kind of provide a bit of map control.
He might not get that trading post up. But if Turk was paying attention, he'd kill the explorer. But yeah, I think it's going to go up if Turk just goes on that. And Turk actually has enough wood just to plop a trading post down straight away from himself, which is probably what he's going to do.
Yeah, so he's just going to seize that for a little bit, and he's making war wagons. So I suppose he's just going to push out, and yeah, it's kind of a chill game for the moment, to be honest. Apart from the livestock pen, not too much.
Yeah, exactly. He actually can't get this trading post up because is it going to go down actually? Yeah, it goes down from the explorer, but those pikes just getting new land off there, so he can't actually put it up himself. And at the same time, I think Germany's just going to mass and just going to push in quite easily. But against 3 TCs, it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, this wall's buying Knuschelbār a lot of time as well. Turk doesn't like it being stuck in the middle. He wants all his sort of access routes open, so he's gonna stand and seize that for a while. And on the right hand side, gonna try and mic a few of the pikemen down. The war wagons are a bit faster. They're kind of a bit awkward to micro, but
they have the slowest turn radius in the game of any unit, so they're not the best units.
What, even slower than artillery?
I think it might be for cav units, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Knuschelbār actually sent Lecastete hunting grounds, and he's now sent 1,000 food, so it looks like he's going to go to the industrial age. But at the same time, look at the military unit population difference. There's quite a difference there. I mean, 48 to 14. And remember that Germany's units are pretty strong for how much it actually costs. So, I mean, I wouldn't be too comfortable really as Knuschelbār here, just only having a couple of Cassadors and a couple of Hussars. Veteran Hussars are coming in as well at the same time.
Yeah, this is where those defensive TCs will help. Is he's always going to have potential to call like 18 Minutemen, and they're all really close together. So even though he's got a lot less military population, he'd probably be okay to hold here. Though Turk's coming in, and he's going to get another 2 villagers. So Turk has been slowly working away on the villagers actually.
Yeah, but we'll make Cassadors here, as you said, especially with Minutemen if he pops them. I think Knuschelbār actually is fine. He can just age up whenever he wants to. Saying that, is he actually aging up, or is he just sending 1,000 coin to get Mamluks?
Yeah, I don't think he's aging up at the moment. Meanwhile, Turk's got in the 40 skirm shipment is now on the way, along with extra skirms as well, even. So.
Yeah, the Hessian Jaegers shipment, which is a bit controversial in balance-wise, and I think it's getting changed slightly. But again, Knuschelbār's going to lose a lot of villagers up the top here.
Yeah, Turk's positioning his army really well, so he moved the war wagon to stop the Hussars coming in. He has to be careful not to get trapped before his Jaegers arrive, though. The pikes, even though there's only a few of them, have got a nice snare on the war wagons. And yeah, Knuschel's really exploiting the snare. He keeps moving these castles forward, so all the war wagons are going to go down. The Minutemen do come out as well, now starting to fire.
But those Ulan on the Cassadors here doing so much damage. Cassadors being so low in HP and having that huge range resist, but it doesn't matter against the melee of the Ulan. So honestly, I mean, Turk lost a lot more units, obviously, but I'm not entirely sure if that's a bad trade for Turk.
Yeah, it all depends on what Knuschelbār's got coming next. So Knuschel actually teched his hussars. So any more hussars that he made, that he will make, are going to be veterans. So Turk has to be a little careful, especially with the TC fire as well. He's got no anti-cav sort of anywhere near this, so I think he's going to have to get one out. You can't just risk standing here. As strong as the Jaegers are, you do have to be a little cautious. For all he knows, there could be Mamelukes on the way. And then maybe with a batch of hussars, he could lose everything. So yeah, he's going to go back and wait for a reinforcing batch of 9 Ulans, and he might push in again with that.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of Ulans there. Let's have a look total-wise. Yeah, 14 Ulans, 18 Ulans now with a patch of 4 popping out. And honestly, I think what Knuschelbār needs now is Mamelukes. Those Jaegers are so strong against anything that sort of counters Ulans normally. And Ulans themselves aren't too bad against hussars, so just massing hussars isn't going to do too well for Knuschelbār. And obviously Mamelukes are incredibly strong units, but 2 organ guns coming out, which it's quite a nice shipment as well, because obviously it just sort of negates the range resist that Jaegers have, which makes them so strong. And Germany doesn't normally have those 2 Falconets.
Yeah. Knuschelbār is using this time to make a little push on the left. The nice thing about advanced trading posts for him is that he's going to buy so much time for Turk to siege all these trading posts. Turk actually had to reposition his villagers on the coin miners. The native posts were shooting at them. Actually got one really low, but not enough to take it out. Turk's going to ignore the native trading posts since they don't really matter too much. Knuschel's, yeah, he's getting a good raid on the left here.
Yeah,
Turk's in there as well, and Knuschel's going to have to be careful with his villagers. He does immediately see it, so most of them will be all right.
One thing to note as well is Knuschelbār's actually got that Lakota dog soldier big button in 1 minute will be 6 Lakota dog soldiers, which are really quite strong.
Oh, yeah.
So if he can just afford that, pardon?
Yeah. Do you know how much it costs? Is it
500 fight? If you hold Alt on the settlement, it tells you it's 500 wood, 500 gold. So it's actually overall is cheaper than the Sioux one. But Cav Combat coming in nice time as well. He's just going to clean up those castles so easily.
Yeah, there's a lot of villagers here though, so those organs have a nice sort of body block on them. Turk would actually really struggle to get to them, so Turk's actually pulling back. And yeah, these TCs just doing a bit of work. So Knuschelbār's surprisingly holding quite well actually. I thought he was really going to struggle to this push, but he's taken very little damage. He just has to be careful of these villagers up top. There's about 10 of them there. Oh, they're all down.
Yeah,
they're all going to go down.
Those Ulans doing 50 damage a swing there. It's just villagers going down in 3 or 4 hits. It's incredible. And at the same time, the sort of mass from Knuschelbār is reliant on these 2 organ guns, which they are 4 speed, but they are just like infantry speed, so they're not too fast. And a number of war wagons are now coming out, and with war wagons with cavalry combat against organ guns, they can just snipe them down quite easily.
Yeah, I think that's even the game up. Turk getting those villagers. If he hadn't got those villagers, I would have said that was a really nice hold from Knuschelbār. Just positioning his army well. Turk's kind of just retreating. He knows he's done a bit of damage, and interesting to note, like Knuschelbār's constantly floating that the required resources to get the Lakota big button now. So at any point he could tech that if Turk pushes back in.
Yeah, but I don't actually know if he knows about it, because at least from the EPL, no players actually used it. And a lot of players still got the post. I mean, Breeze got the post a couple of times and just never used it as ports, even though it's such a strong shipment. And saying that, he's now put it in queue.
Yeah, Turk picking off a few of the Dragoons. Nice volleys from him. He gets 3 of the Dragoons completely for free there. And he's also zoned off an extra coin mine. Oh, yeah, so he definitely knows about it.
Yeah.
They're really strong. 730 HP. They got the 20 range resist. And yeah, it looks like they're going to have a fight here. And Turk might regret going in a little bit.
He has got a lot of war wagons here, so I think he is fine, especially with cav combat. These war wagons are just beefy units as a whole. But those dog soldiers, they don't have the multiplier the normal Sioux ones do, but they're just beefy hussars basically, aren't they? Look, but hussars at this point have, especially even with dragoon combat, only have 430 HP, and these dog soldiers have 730, so it's going on nearly double of a normal hussar, really. And yeah, I mean, he can just push in here quite easily. He can deny this coin mine, which is what Turk sort of needs. He only has one more on his side of the map, which only has 300 coin in it. And there's a settler icon going down as well.
Yeah, Turk really needs that coin mine, actually, really badly. You can see now he's only got 4 vils on coin. He's just got less than 200 coin. He's floating a huge amount of food. Not having access to that coin mine is going to be really big. He's going to rotate to the middle of the map. There is another coin mine there, but due to the really small choke point in the middle, if Turk decides to, if Knuschelbār decides to bring his organ guns to this really small choke point in the middle, I think Turk's going to be forced back from the middle mine as well. And Knuschel is going to know he's there because, again, you get line of sight radius. And in fact, yeah, Turk doesn't even want to sit on this coin mine, it seems. No,
he has to, though.
He was hesitating. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to, but, like, he needs the coin, right? But here come the organ guns into, like, this really small choke. I mean, the nice thing about war wagons is they probably can actually take down the organ guns fairly well. But the organ guns are going to get up a few volleys first.
Oh, they're going to get another settler wagon. That's 5 villagers going down with that settler wagon. And just the differential gets larger and larger. But this is a huge mass from Turk. And although Knuschelbār's population is probably slightly underappreciated here with the Lecastete dog soldier is not costing anything. And he's just going to shove everything in there, and hopefully everyone can just get in there. But
look at this fight.
This fight is ridiculous. This is just Zed moving, isn't it? And I think Knuschelbār's won this.
Yeah, you can see the Knuschelbār's castadors are microing onto the war wagons. A lot of the war wagons still left alive, though, so actually that trade looked to be pretty even. It seems that Turk's just left off with the bigger military unit population mass, which is kind of what he needs. But he's still being forced off the mine again. He needs to come back. Like, he needs this mine. Like,
yeah, exactly. He does keep 9 Jaegers alive, which is incredibly nice. It's basically like 30 skirmishes that he's just kept alive.
We've got some raiding up top as well, taking down what looks like the odd villager, but Knuschelbār's got a lot of dragoons there. He's going to punish those 4 Ulans, especially as they're heading towards one of Knuschelbār's coin mines, actually, so he certainly needs to take care of that. On the right-hand side as well, he's pushing back on a few more villages again. So just good control all around on both sides of the map here. And it seems really odd because, like, Turk has doubled the military unit population, but he's the guy who's just getting bullied around the map at the moment. He is taking down the trading post. Maybe Turk could set up maybe a stagecoach as a form of getting coin income.
Yeah,
because he still has a bit left, but I mean, it's going to run out at some point, and he's going to have to. You don't want to go to crossbow pike, really. So your only 2 options are going industrial and getting the factories, or maybe getting stagecoach. Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got so many villagers there. I mean, we'll just do a quick count. It's probably about 30 villagers if you include the settler wagons, and that explorers there is going to see them, obviously. 2 Ulans are going to come forward from Turk at this point. But Turk's just going to push off to the right here. He's maybe he's not. Maybe he's just posturing around that cold mine. But even then, that silver mine only has 427 coin in it, which isn't that impressive at all. And Mam's coming out as well. That
house as well. Just the house on the left. Like, Knuschelbār knows Turk's whole army's here, and he can just completely move his whole army to. Turk's doing a really fast wall. Can he get it up? He's pulled some more villagers. He needs to wall the middle bit. You need to wall the middle bit.
He's quick walling like Age of Empires 2. There you go. Look, these dragoons don't have very much siege. They're not going to be able to get it down very quickly.
That's really impressive, actually. That's huge.
Yeah,
like, that's so huge.
He's basically just defended, or like probably 25 villagers here. But then again, Turk can just go around the side, and he's also going to get all these villagers in the middle now. Knuschelbār's going to get so many of them.
Yeah,
these 2 Ulans aren't going to do anything. Jeepers, Bison's running towards.
I mean, Turk probably knew it was risky to gather here, but it's not like he had a choice. Like, you can see his villager distribution now, right? 30 villagers on coin, 30 villagers on food and 1 on wood. Like, what? You can't really build much for that. So Turk's kind of got to go in since he can't really make any reinforcements. I wonder if he's even selling to get coin, and so he is going in. But his skirms are a long way behind, which means that he's going to be fighting only with half of. Oh, and the war. Where are the Warringons going?
He's just Zen moving them. He nearly gets a Mamluk down, but that's not really what he wants to do here.
Poor Turk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to take down this TP, but it constantly keeps on going up. But honestly, I don't really know what Turk can do here. Oh, his villagers.
I wonder what the Mamelukes are doing.
The Mams are just posturing around, aren't they? Oh, maybe not. They're just walking in and they're just going to die. Or maybe
ballsy posturing if that's what they're doing.
Maybe he's just going to use the Mams and just try and get on the villagers. I mean, these war wagons are slower than normal Dragoons. Dragoons having 1.25 more speed than them. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Oh, and these Mamelukes are like really caught out now. They can't get past. So actually, they're all going to go down for. Well, not completely for free, but certainly not the trade that you want when you ship those.
Yeah, but at the same time, our Mam's really that good at this point. They're not too useful against such a huge mass. When you only have a small mass, is God, he's losing more villagers here.
Yeah, in all seriousness, Turk is on a real timer. Like Knuschelbār shipping eco theory. He's 77 eco pop to 42. Like Turk just can't carry on like this. Like Turk needs to win a big fight, and it's going to have to happen soon. And I don't think he can. Knuschelbār's kind of set up quite well. There's a lot of choke points, so there's no like big Ulan mass is just going to catch something off guard. These choke points are actually really restricting to Germany, to be honest.
Yeah, because Germany has that cav mass, and obviously those Cassadors is what you want to be on because they're just so low HP, aren't they, compared to normal units? Normal skirmishes. Yeah. Skirmishes having 144 and Cassadors having 105. But you need to get the Ulans on them, and you can't because everything just squishes in front of them. And yeah, he might. Oh no, Turk's just going to go back. What is he doing? Just don't care about that trading post. Just go forward. That's what you need to do at this point.
He does actually have a lot of coin income now. He's almost saving enough, possibly to go industrial, possibly to get the Black Riders. I kind of think that he's looking to go industrial though, because he's not training anything further.
What does he have in industrial? Let's have a look. He does just normal two heavies and 2 factories there, but he also has the winged hussars, which are incredibly powerful. They're basically guard hussars, aren't they? And they get affected by the German cavalry combat, if I recall. Actually, no, they
it does seem to be his plan to go up to industrial. He's losing more villagers on the right, so he can't afford to lose those. It's now 86 to 34. 33.
Yeah. both players actually have lost 27 villagers, and Turk losing 4 settler wagons as well. But at the same time, Port just gets more villagers at this point because they're on mills. They don't mind about hunts. What normally hurts with Port is that they don't have hunts, sort of early game. But yeah, I mean they're cheaper as well, aren't they on EP? I believe they're 80 or 75 food or something.
85, yeah.
Yeah, 85 food. So yeah. But he could just mass more because he has more town centres, and I don't really know what Germany can do here. His natural resources are running out. He's got a livestock pen. He can make some animals to eat. But,
I know. Yeah, he's so close to aging. He actually had to buy some food, so he will be aging soon. So I imagine Turk's thinking that he's going to age. He's going to ship 2 heavy cannons.
A fort wagon.
He gets done.
A fort wagon from Knuschelbār.
Oh right, he's gonna secure this extra 661 coin. That's how important coin is right now.
Also, you can build ships in that pond if you get to industry, can't you? You can use the mortars. So maybe it's just securing that pond as well, so you can't actually put anything up. But yeah, Turk's going up with sort of a minuscule economy compared to Knuschelbār. And even Turk's army is quite scary, but at the same time, Knuschelbār's army is getting scarier and scarier, especially when he ages. He gets those Cassador upgrades in age 4, but his macro is terrible. He has 3,000 food. You only need 2,000 to age up, and he has no gold.
I don't think Knuschelbār's that bothered to be honest with you. I don't think you can win a game being down 34 mils to 94. This is going to require like an exceptional fight. He will have those 2 heavy cannons, and 2 heavy cannons can work miracles, but you know they're really going to need to perform something spectacular here to come back.
Yes, I mean heavy cannons, especially versus castles, as I've been saying, are a lot stronger than you'd expect. But at the same time, he has so many dragoons here. He could probably just sacrifice all the dragoons he has. And does he really mind? At the end of the day, if he loses 30 dragoons to take down those 2 heavy cannons, especially if he's under something like this fort, what can Germany do? He can't really push in here. And Germany's the one walling as well, which is not what you really want to be doing at this point. He's even going to lose another settler here.
Oh dear.
Oh, Turk's getting Lakota dog soldiers himself as well. So he's going to get 10, which is quite big.
That will actually be interesting, because so the dog soldiers, as you say, if he gets 10, combined with the 2 heavy cannons, that is actually going to be a really tough force to take down. He even shipped actually a combat upgrade card, so we can see his
Ulans are quite beefy now, 270 HP, and those war wagons 650 HP. That's huge. Oh, he's going to get snared.
Yeah, Turk probably doesn't want to fight until he has those 2 heavy cannons and the Lakotas. Oh, so he's actually going for a factory first. He's just more relying on the spike from the Lakotas. And I wonder if he thought maybe if the combat card would try and beat the HP on the Lakotas as well. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't.
The Lakotas actually has no limit.
Really?
So it's not 30 minutes. So if this game went on for an hour, you get 20 Lakota dog soldiers. And he's already sent it, actually. And unfortunately, they don't actually upgrade into industrial, so they're actually a lot stronger. A lot stronger in fortress than they are in industrial, because they're just like normal Ulans at this point. And we're probably going to see heavy cannons or 10 hussars coming out.
Yeah, this is a really big army for Turk. Knuschelbār's going to struggle to kill that. The walls are going to help though. The walls are actually going to be super annoying for Turk. The castle walls are quite a way behind though, and some free kills on the villagers. It's not going to matter a huge amount, but he's fighting with the H4 units as well. The war wagons are really beefy now. They got the H4 tech.
Yeah, and these cavalry are just going to run ravid around his base. Maybe. I mean, thankfully for him, he's got them in the town centres. But that town centre itself, that middle one, if he can get it down, has 30 villages in it itself, and those Ulans are just going to do work.
Yeah, Turk needs to get all of his army together. This wall is super nice for Knuschelbār. Oh. He's even getting Bastion as well.
Is he? Oh, he is, yeah. But
on like a few segments.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, these hussars here, these veteran hussars, are no match at all for these guard war wagons. Doing 60 range attack now, which is insane, actually, for a anti-cavalry unit. And those Jaegers are still alive there. He still has 8 Jaegers at the back. And they're just doing so much damage. But saying that, those hussars are on them. And they're just going down quicker than they should be, really. And Knuschelbār going up, he's going to get another town centre up. Does he really mind if he loses quite a lot of villagers? He's still going to be ahead on eco. Even with all the villagers going down and being idled.
Yeah, Knuschelbār just needs to clean out this army. But it's proving to be a really hard task, actually. There's still quite a lot left.
Two heavy cannons,
but
where do they
pop? Are going to be a big issue.
Yeah, they pop on
the fortified wall as well. Turk's going to struggle to kill those.
They pop on the correct side as well, and as you said, Turk's going to struggle to kill them like at all. And these Cassadors are just going to push forward and forward. And one thing to remember as well is that the German skirmishers are really expensive to actually upgrade into guard skirmishers, aren't they? Because they're Prussian needle guns. So 1,000 with 1,000 coin instead of 600, which the Cassadors and Knuschelbār actually get up instead.
Oh, he's trapped, by the way. And unless there's like a small hole, these 2 heavy cannons are slowly going to come up on him.
Yeah, I mean, where can Turk really go? He can't go anywhere. And
he's got to fight. Maybe he can catch one of these heavy cannons off. So this one's poking in a little bit towards the top.
How well do these war wagons now actually take down heavy cannons? We just have to see. He's gonna target them. Oh, it's quite quick, honestly. He's taking them down, especially with the dog soldiers on top of him. He's not really getting the volleys he wants to get, and the heavy cannon in the back here isn't really doing much against the skirmishers. But again, look, Turk's already lost his mass here. And imagine if that robber barrel shipment from Turk was 2 heavy cannons instead. It would have been huge. But again, the Ulans are going to come on. He's doing 50 damage a hit. These veteran Cazadors stand no chance, and these Dragoons are slowly going down from the war wagons themselves. So Turk somehow cleans up here.
Yeah, he's not out of it yet. I mean, the thing for Knuschelbār is throughout all of that fight, he didn't really have many villages on coin. He actually only had like 4 on coin. Now he's just pulled it up to 14, so he's obviously just refilled like a plantation or something. But I think he's just struggling to make units. Oh right, because he's out of coin, he's actually going for the natives.
Yeah. Actually, nice really strong. Yeah. They do 45 damage a hit against these war wagons if they can get into a connection with them. But again, these war wagons are just going to run rabid on these mills, and there's even down here he's just raiding a ton, and there's no factories out for Turk at the moment, for Knuschelbār at the moment. He might be able to just sneak them out and get a sort of eco lead, but he's already sent that 2 heavy cannon shipment, and that fort is sort of useless here. It's not really doing much.
It's helping out a little bit. So the one thing Knuschelbār can make is, I suppose, Cazadors. I don't know where his racks is. He's got 2 racks up. They're pretty cheap on coin, and he does have a lot of food. So if he makes some Cazadors, he can probably clean this out.
I like this bastion. There's a huge, great big hole in the wall here. All the war wagons just walk through anyway. So that bastion isn't really that useful at this point. I mean, Knuschelbār even going down trying to get some outposts out. Does he have heavy fortifications? The deck he does. So he might be trying to get heavy fortifications up, which will artificially boost the score. And these outposts will be incredibly powerful. And it will also gain the fort actually, won't it? So
ooh, we got the winged hussars out as well.
Yeah, where are they?
Oh.
They're really strong. 45 damage and 480 HP. And he's just making loads more. There's heavy fortifications. So this is the sort of thing that Gibson does, isn't it? So he's just going to build more towers and more towers. And they're going to be so hard to push into because these do so much damage. Especially versus these war wagons. These are doing 90 damage a hit in a blast radius.
He seems quite reluctant. Knuschelbār seems a bit reluctant to build Cazadors. A little bit surprising because he's floating a lot of food and not much coin at the moment. So that could prove to be his one weakness, but I think he's maybe training a few at the moment. Stagecoach was attacked at some point in the last half an hour. Not sure when, but Turk's now going to seize down the final trading post. He's now getting himself up his 3rd town centre as well. So Turk's eco is actually getting back to what it should be actually, and he's got those 2 factories in as well.
Yeah, they're both on coin, so he's sort of substituting his squad income now as well. And 2 heavy cannons. I mean, these fortified outposts are obviously nice. But if he can just get a couple of mortars out, even just falconets or something, he just takes them down easily. And they're just not a problem, are they? So maybe Bastion was a mistake, actually, at the end of the day. Because he sent heavy fortifications anyway, which he would have got Bastion out of. And he's missing, like, Guard Cazadors. And Guard Cazadors are quite a big tech.
Yeah, I'd certainly say Knuschelbār's still got a big lead going into this, but or from this point on, but I don't think Turk's out of it actually. I thought he was out of it maybe 10 minutes ago, but he's done a really good job at sort of skirmishing his way through and using his army advantage to stay in this. But I mean, Knuschelbār's just so well set up. We've got to remember he's got the Eco Furion as well.
Have you seen Knuschelbār's score?
It's intimidating.
Yeah, it's because of the heavy fortifications, and you get stuff like the fort upgrades. That fort's incredible now. 12,000 HP and 225 attack each shot. So look, these hussars are just going to get shot down and die. But,
I think it extends the range as well. So it's got like 32 range, which is
it's more than anything. Yeah, it's more than anything but mortars, I think. Or the mortars. Yeah, mortars have 34, don't they? So.
Did these hussars actually get anything done? Because it's quite a big shipment.
They killed a trading post.
They killed a trading post,
and that's it.
You probably want a few more things done.
Yeah, but imagine if those were actually if those were heavy cannons. You just want heavy cannons war wagons. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad idea for Turk at this point to put his factories on heavy cannon production, and just get like a massive 4 or 5. And then what can this massive Incan Humuncas do? Because they're just going to get shot down again. But,
oh god, Turk's got the Bastion up as well, so we could be in for a long one here.
It's this game's going to end up being quite long as a whole. But I think Port just ends up winning it in the late game, don't they? Especially if he can get those Janit upgrades. He's now getting the Guard Castador upgrades.
Yeah, we'll see. I would say that Port probably does have the better economy, but a lot of it's still going to come down to micro. In fact, both players trying to wall up the same location here on the right. Looks like Turk's gonna be able to get it his way. And the one thing Turk will have actually is Turk's positioned his walls on the opposite side of the map, which if he can get them all up, will mean that he is the one with the stagecoach line, which is a big difference.
Yeah, exactly. And does Turk have the upgrades actually from the Inca settlement? Because that's only mines. Yeah, the infantry speed. If Knuschelbār can get that, those Castadors become ridiculously speedy. It's like 5.2 speed. And the war wagons, which normally can just sort of run away, can't, because, well, they can still, but it's a lot harder. But as you were saying, Turk's now getting mills up and plantations up of his own, but he doesn't have the upgrades that Knuschelbār has, and Knuschelbār also has economic theory on those units. So
he's also got 7,500 feet. He really needs his factories. He's delayed his factories a lot because he went for that heavy. What's it called? Heavy fortifications technology, and especially this late on into your game, your shipments are actually quite far apart. So he does get one factory out now, but that other factory is probably going to be a good 5-6 minutes away, which could be an issue for him, because we can see Turk's done a really good job catching up in eco actually, especially if we add in the trading post line. If we call that it's probably gone down to about 10 vils. Normally I think we say it's worth 4 vils per TP, but with all the upgrades it's probably worth a bit less. But they are pretty even at the moment now. It's just that Knuschelbār is a huge bank, which I'm not sure what he's planning to do with it. I'm not sure he knows himself actually, because he does have a bit of population space left. He's just not sure what to build maybe.
I mean, even if Turk loses the game at this point, I'm actually amazed he's sort of stabilised and has an equal population, merchant population, or eco population. But he's just making war wagons, and this isn't team, so this isn't what you really want to do. You want to make other units as well. And there's nothing to counter these this Guard Castador mass. And we're likely to see from Knuschelbār at some point the gunpowder infantry combat, which is 15% on those Castadors. It's sort of sad that he hasn't got the other 2 upgrades in his deck, which you'd normally see in sort of a Kinesi deck.
Yeah.
But
hello.
a dock. Yeah, there's bound to be a mortar on the way there, a monitor. Yeah, but at the same time, Knuschelbār himself has made some mortars, so that monitor's not really going to be doing too much, I don't think.
Yeah, we'll probably get sniped immediately, because the monitor's special attack isn't quite as good as what it used to be, so it probably will lose the fight to the mortars. But we'll have to see. I think Knuschelbār probably let this game go. Opportunities to potentially close it out.
Well, it's Turk, isn't
like
it?
Turk might be going to. Do we reckon he's going to go Imperial?
I think Turk is. He's got the Freiheiter now, and he's going to take down those fortified outposts. Oh, he needs to be careful though. They do most damage, and the mortars. Oh, the mortars have already taken it down. That ship is expensive. I think it's 200 gold and 800 wood or something like that, or 600 wood, and it just goes down instantly.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think the ship had anywhere to hide. It could have moved a bit to the right, but yeah, the outpost was on it, and he's going Imperial. It really feels like Knuschelbār could have got to that Imperial stage a lot earlier, but his resources are just...
His macro is dreadful, honestly. I mean, if I would sell quite a lot of that food and just follow him up. I mean, it's not going to be efficient.
Just go to the market and spam the sell button, yeah.
Well, it won't be efficient like at all, but who really cares at this point when you have so much food? It's just about...
10,000 food. 10,000 food. That is... at
That's
some
sort
point,
of treaty levels, isn't it?
you have to take your villagers off a mill, I suppose, and just accept that you're too many mills, maybe. Hopefully for Turkey's not aging at this town centre at the north, because it looks like it's about to go down.
I highly doubt he's going to be edging in that one. No, he's not.
No, he's not. You never know though. Sometimes you just click like the town centre that's closest to wherever you are on the map at the time. You don't really think about it. But yeah, no, he did it at the safe town centre. So
I want to see both of his players get the Inca upgrades. I think that's sort of lacking. If you look, it's 20% speed and train time as well on the Incas one for every single unit you have. So even if you don't have the sort of team cards in deck which boost train time, you still have fast training soldiers, which is what you need at this point when you're stacking so many resources. And Turk's actually popped.
yeah, well, I think Turk's priorities at the moment are going to be getting those Imperial techs. Be interesting to see what Knuschelbār's reaction to Turk going Imperial is. I was wondering if he was gonna sell all his resources at the market to get his own Imperial in, but he doesn't seem to have reacted. We got Culverins coming out from Turk as well. So if Turk gets his Imperial military unit upgrades, and he could make a good push here. Both players with monitors out on the right-hand side, but it seems that the fort and the fortified outposts for Knuschelbār are helping him considerably here.
Yeah, and I mean, Imperial war wagons are now coming in, but he doesn't have any. Doesn't even have veterans guard skirmishers. So honestly, these war wagons, I just want to see how much damage they do. They're going to do something like 80 damage, and they're just going to be insane. He doesn't want to sit underneath that gate as well, though, because that gate, if those mortars shoot at it, look, all those skirmishers just died because of it, because of the splash damage.
Well, both players getting Culverins. Knuschelbār did his own once. They managed to snipe down the heavy cannons. Culverin upgrades coming in as well. Turks getting Culverins Royale.
Look at these war wagons stats. It's insane. 18 range, 86 damage, and 1050 HP. It's incredible. And he can upgrade that even more so, I believe. He has a carbon deck. What the hell just happened there?
I think that was just a split micro. That was the war wagons on the Culverins. He just split microed on all three of them, took them down, which is really nice because when you get to H5, you can ship your unit shipments again, as everyone will know. So he's got the two heavy cannons in. So actually sniping those three Culverins is a big deal. It's going to allow him to make a really big push here. Yeah, so really nice volley. So that's actually a huge deal. That Knuschelbār lost those because so he's clicking up to the
he just sold some
Imperial now. It's about time.
But yeah, these fortified outposts, I mean, he can just run in with these Imperial war wagons. These are Jeanette Dragoons, so they are quite damaging, but these wagons do so much damage. 86 damage at range again. And the Castadors, even with their 2x multiplier, aren't going to be too scary for him. Especially with the two heavy cannons coming forward now.
Yeah, and these Castadors at the moment don't actually have any cards on them, so honestly the Imperial wagons could trade completely fine on their own. But lucky for them, they don't have to because they still got the heavy cannons. And yeah, he's just getting some really quality volleys here. And Knuschelbār's in trouble. Like when he gets up to Imperial, he's not going to have resources to get any Imperial techs. He needs his resources for units.
Yeah, so he's spending the resources he needs, the wood and the gold, on the mortars, which are just dying to the Culverin fire. So, and there's another dot going up, so there's probably going to be a monitor as well. And at the same time, Turk's getting those church upgrades, which you like to see. So I assume he's getting them. I hope he is for speed. And he's also getting excessive taxation now, so that's a huge upgrade, 50% on all his villages. So both of these players are going to have incredible economies in just in a few minutes.
Yeah, it seems Turk's push is maybe running out of steam just a tiny bit, which could help Knuschel, give him the breathing room that he needs to get in all those Imperial upgrades. Yeah, no, Turk, he's moving his war wagons in maybe a bit too far there. Yeah, the outposts always getting volleys as well.
Yeah, they're doing 90 damage a shot and they just don't care about any resist because they're siege damage. Finally, the factory coming down from Knuschelbār is going to put his eco just back up again. But yeah, as you said, as Knuschelbār haven't got enough to get the Imperial Castador upgrade, that's what he needs at this point.
I think he will actually. Yeah, Turk just ran out of steam. I think perhaps he slacked off a little bit on the micro front in the last minute or so, and that's actually going to buy Knuschelbār so much time to get all his upgrades. So it's looking really close though for Knuschelbār. We've actually got. Oh, he shipped the winged hussar again.
Oh, he did. So that's an extra
I
10.
don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
In the same game.
He also has mass cavalry
stuck.
now. But could he just please just kill that fortified outpost? It's 188 HP. It's not really doing much at this point. And he's just going to go forward. Please just kill it. It's so low damage, low HP. The siege attack from the units can just kill it. But he's not even getting a good trade. These hussars are sort of useless. I would have preferred maybe a bit of a different card here. I mean, if we look at Turk's deck, what could he send here instead? He can send Jaegers again, which I don't think is the best we can send. But
just send everything again. Yeah, I mean, whatever you have, you may as well.
I mean, he sent satellites again, which is quite nice. You can get even better economy. Which is what you normally do as Germany when you're playing treaty. You don't actually have to get any of the cards you need. But yeah, he needs the food upgrade as well. He needs the I forgot what it's called at the not the cathedral, the whatever it's called. I don't know.
His current composition seems to be pure war wagon, and then with whatever shipment he is available.
But they're so strong. Look at them. They're just 86.
They are good. They are good. This is very true. He's now adding in some needle gunners. So
yeah, when he gets some Imperial on those, they're strong. They're really not bad units as needle gunners now. This middle bit's a bit laggy. It's a bit jittery. I'm going to change my settings down after this game. But
it's turned into a treaty match. This is the classic treaty match.
Oh, you're fighting one bit, don't you? And you're actually fighting everywhere else.
These outposts just getting so much value though. Oh, so Turk's finally going to actually react to that. So he's building a couple of mortars, and they might be able to finish them off. Neutral's got his own culverins though, so if Turk's not careful, he'll be able to take those down.
Oh, he's got an advanced arsenal as well, Knuschelbār, which those Cassadors are going to become stronger and stronger. Even military drummers now coming in, so they're going to be 4.95 speed. You can get that Inca upgrade as well, and you can be even faster. So, I mean, I think this is just over, because... Or maybe not. I mean, look at the population. If you get discount those culverins, that's 12 population in each one of those culverins. Culverins being 4 population each. Yeah, he's fine, actually.
Yeah, culverins for Knuschelbār, trying to pick off a few of the mortars. Turk reacts just in time, so I think he lost his own culverin, but he brings them back. But yeah, otherwise, I think we could... to be honest, this is one of those rare instances where you could just, as a caster, you could literally fix your screen on this middle point and then just go out for a walk for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah,
the action.
It's just going to be a constant fight over and over again. That last bison is now getting killed, which is the last animal on the map is going to die. But
really? Where was that? I missed that. That sounded important.
Do you see the bison? He's still alive. 5 HP. Yeah. You might get shot by a culverin or something.
He's seen a lot this match, hasn't he?
But yeah, he's just getting pushed off. His needle gunners being so strong, and hopefully Turk can get something like Imperial needle gunners out.
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure anyone's getting pushed anywhere. I think they're just both stuck here.
I like the culverin on the house, just sitting there. And Mortar, Mortar does come out from Portugal. He's gonna, I don't know what he's gonna do with that. He's gonna apparently attack the dock, which is interesting. But yeah. I mean, another outpost going down.
Turk didn't have some of his eco upgrades, so he's just got refineries, which is the latest, the last one for plantations. That's just coming. I noticed he was a little bit low on coin, so it's going to help him out a little bit.
But, and he has excessive decapitation as well on the plantations. Honestly, one thing I would like to see is just heavy cannons coming out from those factories. Especially if you get Imperial heavy cannons. They're so powerful against this composition of Cassadors. Which Cassadors just trade so nicely now against war wagons and skirmishers because they've got that range resist.
Yeah, Knuschelbār actually with monitors in both ponds. Turk's reacting with some culverins on the left, so he's going to take one of those down. But I think what's really helped Knuschelbār is just having these the fort and the outposts. They just seem to have gotten a lot of value, and Turk hasn't really had that on his side. Just the odd outpost shooting constantly while all the fighting's been happening. So throughout all of the fights, I think that's really helped Knuschel kind of hold. And maybe Turk should try and add in a few of his outposts. Obviously, you want to get to max pop first of all, though, just to fight efficiently, which neither player had really been doing for quite a while.
Yeah, and Imperial Castledor's now coming out. 2 heavy cannons from the shipment as well. Or maybe not even a shipment. No, that's just him making them. So yeah, 2 heavy cannons which he's made. Yeah, if I can find the factories wherever they are, and write it back. Yeah, another one would
he's
now.
doing what you wanted. You requested it.
Yeah. So these are just going to get fired down. But again, oh my god, look at the volleys they get.
Oh, there's one.
Oh, the Warwikers are just going to get stuffed in there. And they're just not going to do too well. And at the end of the day, I think Turk's just going to get pushed back and back and back here because he doesn't have artillery. Artillery here would be so powerful. A couple of heavy horse guns, especially against these Castledors, would do so much damage.
And for the first time, Knuschel's actually been able to push out this little choke. Only temporarily, though, of course. Wouldn't want to move the action away from this incredibly small choke point too much.
Yeah,
so he's going back.
Saying that Imperial needle guns now come out, so the Castledors are going to get somewhat challenged by the skirmishers on the German side. But Castledors at this point aren't bad. They do more damage than the needle guns. They have the same range, more speed, and roughly the same HP, but with extra range resist. So this just isn't a good trade for Turk when he's trading needle gunners for the Castledors.
Yeah, it's looking like Knuschel's slowly gonna win out, to be honest.
Yeah, we've still got like 20 minutes left of the game because it's Turk and Rome. But
yeah. So basically, whatever Turk's doing is not working. He's going to have to come up with like a new composition or new plan or something because it's not really working for him. And the issue for Turk is if Knuschel pushes out now, Turk's not actually fully walled unlike the rest.
Why has he got a plantation here? I don't really understand.
It seems sensible, like like 20 minutes.
Yeah, because you can plot.
But now it doesn't. Now it doesn't look sensible.
He's losing 800 wood basically, and he hasn't got enough wood to actually buy it back. So he's stacking 7,000 food. So that's not good at all. And he can't really contest this now. His Castledors are so strong. And
there might not be 20 minutes left on this, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's Turk, so he's going to wait until he has 5 villages left to roam his dynasty. So, but yeah, I mean, Knuschelbār are even pushing in even more aggressively with those fortified outposts than the dock. It's like it's like we're watching Age of Empires 2 and someone's doing a tower push. But
yeah,
I think this is over.
It is quite smart from Knuschel though. I do like the way he's fortifying this.
Oh, there's a load of war wagons that was going to come in now, and there's not a massive amount of Castledors, so it's going to get pushed back into this basically the same choke on the other side, but there's not just 2 pieces of wall in the way. And but honestly, I think it's just a ticking time bomb now until Knuschelbār wins. Portugal's just better than Germany at this sort of stage in the game.
Yeah, and I mean the war wagons kind of had to go in to get the heavy cannon, but.
Oh, Knuschelbār's finally getting the Incan road building tech, so those Castledors are going to be incredibly fast.
Yeah, these casts are proving to be really effective, actually.
Yeah, they're cheaper than normal skirms as well, aren't they? So they're just so effective.
Yeah, I mean, Turk needs to mix things up, but he doesn't really got the coin to do it, first of all. And so he can only really just keep making this again, but it's not going to work for him.
Yeah, these Castledors have 5.85 speed.
Oh, yeah.
They're just running around every single time.
As well.
He has got to figure it out, and there's no artillery on Turk's side, so he can't really contest it. It's just a skirm war at this point. Thankfully, Turk is getting standing army in, so they're going to be quicker to train. But at the end of the day, I think Knuschelbār's just got this.
Yeah, it'd be nice if Knuschel pulls his frig over a little bit just to help out. I think it'd be fairly safe to do so. for the moment, yeah, he's just running in capitals, and that's kind of all he needs to do.
Yeah, if only if there was just a bit of artillery there. He needs an artillery foundry, even those heavy horse guns. There's the frigate coming in, as you said. It's going to get a couple of shots off. I mean, it's not too amazing, the frigate nowadays, because of how strong the units are. But he can just run away with this frigate, what can he do?
It's still really nice just to have though. I mean, he can get the upgrades for it if he really needs to as well.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Knuschel actually did get the stagecoach behind it as well.
I think you should go for the train now, just for a bit of pizzazz. Because we never get to see that in the Supremacy games. But he's even getting Caranal now, which is the warship upgrade. So that frigate's going to be even more powerful than it is. And I assume there's probably another frigate in queue or a mortar in queue or something. Yeah, a frigate in queue.
The frigate lives too.
Yeah, it does live.
Turk has been focusing it down, but he's not going to get it.
Yeah, 75 range resist, and those wagons doing range damage doesn't really fare too well against them. Although a couple more wagons coming in, it's going to get taken down. But it's not a good trade in the slightest. Especially when there's just another frigate coming out straight away, and Caranal's going to be on that one. And I assume armor plating as well at some point.
Turk just has no coin at the moment. He's struggling to reinforce.
Yeah, Germany being so coin heavy as a civilization. He's just going to come in now and just going to broadside the units, I assume. But 7 skirmisher, it was 7 skirmisher, not 8 skirmisher. I don't know why he sent that instead, but that's probably because he's clicked so fast. But yeah, I think this is just over for Turk now. It's just a matter of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just thinking about what he can do next in the next match, because yeah, it's essentially over, isn't it? At the moment, yeah, all he's doing might be more Knuschelbār, but
yeah, Knuschelbār's even just pushing in here with the Cassadors. He even gets counter-infantry rifling, which is sort of pointless at this point, but you might as well with how many resources he has. But now there's a Huss switch as well. These guard hussars are going to come in. Probably going to be tech to Imperial in just a second. And there's basically nothing Turk can do to defend against this.
I noticed Turk keeps flying back his Explorer. He's done that about 5 times now, just to help out. But it's not really made the
Yeah, and there's the GG coming in. So I think well played by both of them. Maids Turk sort of claw it back the way he did, but unfortunately Portugal I think does win late game, just generally speaking.
Yeah, he almost had it as well.
Yeah,
He did a really good job.
Turk actually traded incredibly well. He made less units and killed more, but that's probably because of Germany's units being a bit stronger, generally. But you can just see by the graphs.
Hey, you seen the Vil line?
Oh, this could be quite interesting.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, at one point Turk was on 33 villagers, and then after how long? After sort of 10 minutes, he was back up to 77 or 80. And
That's really impressive.
It is impressive, yeah. And it's just that how Turk stayed alive with that massive gap in between. So Knuschelbār at the same time Turk had 30 villagers, had 99. So I don't know how Turk ends up doing that, especially going into industrial as Germany, which obviously is not something you want to do the whole time. But resource-wise, obviously Portugal with those massive upgrades, Eco Theory as well, paying dividends at the end of it, sort of ended up paying off normally, more than you would expect normally, and he just skyrocketed in Eco, and Turk couldn't compete.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I actually need to go get some food, so I don't know if you're able to find someone else.
I can solo cast if not,
yeah.
but it's fine. Thank you for casting anyway.
No worries.
That was quite a long game, and
I know.
enjoy the rest of your evening.
Cheers. Have fun.
So yeah, let's get straight into the next game. I need to go get a drink of water first, so I'll be a couple of minutes. Right, I'm back. Now we've got a bit of a lull in between the games. I might as well talk about the tournaments which are coming up. We have the No Rush 20 tournament, which I guess you could be excited for if you like Treaty. And that's a $500 prize pool. You can sign up now. It starts next week. There's also the TWC tournament, which is Supremacy, which should start next week as well. So if you want to sign up for that, you can do it. It's another, I believe, $500. I'm not entirely sure. But as for donations to the stream, each donation, half of it goes to towards the prize pool. Half of it goes towards the prize pool as a whole of this tournament. So if you donate $10, $5 of it will go to the winner of this tournament, and $5 will also go to ESOC for whatever reason. But Tar Desert and Knuschelbār to pick first. So he can't pick port and he can't pick Germany. So I have to choose. I think I'm going to be solo casting this one, and we'll possibly have Lecastete join me afterwards. But yeah, so Tar Desert is a map which tends to have shorter games on, so we won't have a game which is as long as the other one, simply because the design of a map tends to lead to more aggressive civs being picked because of the lower hunt and the scarcity of resources as a whole. So we'll just have to wait until what Knuschelbār actually picks. Probably Russia or India, two strong picks on this map. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, Knuschelbār to pick. We're just going to wait on him. We'll have a look at the civs he plays a lot. I guess he could play Dutch on this map. That's not too bad. Dutch obviously being a stronger team civ. Knuschelbār being, well, as I said it. Yeah, Dutch being one of Knuschelbār's stronger civs because it's stronger in team and he is a team player. Generally speaking, he doesn't actually have that many supremacy games, but he is obviously very strong. And Turk being a player who can play something like India, I think Turk can play Russia. And he also can play Japan on this map. Japan against Dutch is an interesting matchup. It tends to matter a lot about what the crate start is. If it's a coin start, it obviously favours the Dutch player, and if it's a if it's a wood start, it heavily favours the Japanese player. But yeah, we just have to wait and see what comes out from Turk. Russia. So obviously a strong civ versus Dutch. Dutch has quite a lot of trouble, sort of early colonial, because of their lack of any sort of decent anti-cavalry. They only really have cavalry of their own, so hussars, or they can also have. Apparently I sound like Tom Hardy. I don't know who Tom Hardy is, if I'm honest. But on the right of the map here, we have Knuschelbār playing it as the Dutch civilization, and it is a wood start. So Dutch obviously don't particularly like the wood start. They prefer a coin start, but that doesn't really matter because on the left here, Turk doesn't like a wood start at all. Russia much prefer the food start, but it's better than the alternative of a coin start. So honestly here, I think this is sort of equal this start. Market going down from Knuschelbār early, which is not something you expect to see. But you get hunting dogs early on. Normally you keep that wood and you build a bank earlier. But it's just something Knuschelbār obviously likes to do in this situation. But obviously Russia's going to get that house down. He does come across 85 wood, which is one of the nicer treasures on this map. There is a 90 wood, which at the same time Knuschelbār actually finds. So for treasuring, both players are going to be about equal here. Although it seems like Turk has messed up slightly. She's saying that I think Knuschelbār just... I think he just crackshotted the tiger instead, and Turk is going to do the opposite and actually just keep his crackshot. So he's... If he can find this 30 food on the right here, that'd be quite nice. He can just crackshot it and didn't have to waste it like Knuschelbār did. Knuschelbār actually ended up with a lot less health than Turk. But as for other treasures on the map, there's 50 wood, which is nice. There's 60 food, which is nice for both players. That is a bit useless. 30 XP, which is nice in base, and he also has 30 coin in base. Do Dutch have one in base? Dutch has 30 coin in base. So yeah, Dutch has the the hunting dogs upgrade, which is sort of to be expected if you go market. And Turk's Explorer is just going to walk over to the right here, and I don't think he's going to find anything too interesting. But let's have a look at both players' decks. Sort of bog standard Dutch deck. I think the only difference you wouldn't normally have here is probably 600 wood. I'm not entirely sure about Dutch. I don't play it too often, if I must be honest. And 1,000 food is actually a bit of an odd choice, but that's normally because this map in particular, as I said, is lower on hunts, so you tend not to have you tend to have wood of your food kits there just in case you need them. And this is a pretty bog standard Russian deck. Nothing to really talk about here. Sort of what you expect. The only thing which is different is fencing school, which you might have had spice trade or something, but obviously Turk's chosen something different there. But yeah, I mean, most of the treasures now are taken. Oh, 30 coin and base. Normally, as WickedCossack was saying last game, you want to be quite protected of those because it's basically just a 60 coin swing for free. And especially for Dutch, that coin is quite nice. He's now only going to have to mine 13 coin, and he can just walk away now. There you go. 13 coin? Or maybe not. Maybe he's mining more. I don't actually know. But another 55 coins. So Dutch is actually finding a lot of nice treasures here if he can just recharge his own crack shot, which is going to stand next to it. Same time, Russia's going to find succulent eggplant worth 60 food. So he's just going to walk back and take that. And 2 villagers coming forward, 2 settlers coming forward, which is just to be expected at this point. And 55 coin for Knuschelbār as well. There you go. And he's going to have his first bank up really quite quickly because of that. Obviously, Dutch is aging ever so slightly faster, but that's just to be expected at this point because... There you go, there's the blockhouse down. Yeah, there's the blockhouse down. The end was gonna go down, but it does get spotted. Let's have a look at the first shipment. It is Cossacks, as you can see, when the amount of wood population goes up. So a back wagon coming down, sort of to be expected. 700 wood is a greedier one, and a stable going down in base as well. But 5 musketeers actually rallied to the wrong point. They want to be the other side, but that's not too bad. And a settler going forward, which I don't know what this guy's doing. Is he just herding? Yeah, he's just herding. But 700 coin, Turk likes to do this quite a lot. You just play a bit more greedy. Doesn't go for the Cossacks. He goes for a stable and base, if I recall. He's going to go away to that coin mine, that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, nothing's really happening here. Turk's playing a bit more passive. That's to be expected. There's another 5 musketeers coming out. And he's just going to push, and there's probably 5 Cossacks in queue. But yeah, there's 4 hussars. And if he gets stuck, that's not too bad. But hopefully he doesn't. I don't think he's going to get caught. He does get spotted though, so Turk's in a fine position. Oh, he's going to get caught by 5 Cossacks, and 5 Cossacks actually beat 4 hussars, so that's not too bad. Especially if he can get the musketeers in here, the extra huss which he's trying to find here. If he can get snared, and he might actually catch. Yeah, he might catch them. You never know. Oh, does he catch them? Yeah, he's going to. I don't know. Yeah, this is really nice for Turk. Knuschelbār's basically going to lose those 5, or at least a couple of the hussars. He does pull one back to snare, which is quite nice, but one of those hussars is very low HP, and one of them half HP. But there you go. There's a settler might get spotted as well, which is basically a free kill. But there you go. He might lose a settler, which won't be nice. No, he's going to be fine. But yeah, these 10 musketeers coming in when really there's not really much they can do because Dutch is so close to his own base and he's going to age up relatively soon. There's no barracks down, but he can get a barracks down relatively easily. What he does. There you go. This explorer is going to go down maybe. And there's a lot of musketeers here. Now there's 23 and there's 4 Cossacks. These three hussars are just going to stay around here, and the Cossacks are going to try and find them, maybe. But remember, Dutch can't actually ship anything, which would really deny this. 3 hussars isn't going to be too useful. 8 pikes definitely not too useful for this. And he's bleeding out villagers here. And he's not aging, and he needs to get that barracks up. Thankfully, he does have this settler over here who's going to build a house. So he's escaped that settler. And honestly, I think Turk can just siege here. He needs to siege these houses. But as I said, that house going down on the left-hand side is quite nice. And he's going to try and sort of get the food to age, but I don't think he actually can. Yeah, that house is definitely going to go down. Colonial Militia's nice here. And he can just send Colonial Militia, but he's just aging. So this CM, actually against these Musketeers, doesn't really do very much. Oh no, the Russian Musketeers are 120 HP. I thought we had 135. No, it does do a lot actually, because they're 1 shot now instead of 2 shot. Yeah, Turk is actually defending quite nicely with his Cossacks, but he's done quite a lot of damage here. I mean, let's look at the units lost here. He's lost 2 settlers for 19 Musketeers, so... And he has forced Colonial Militia. Dutch isn't going to have a shipment when he gets up. So honestly, he probably could just circle siege here. Unless Dutch has enough resources to get the big Colonial Militia mass. Because he's not going to get a huge amount of XP income. He's going to get a decent amount from the 10 XP he gets each time a Musketeer gets shot. But Russia could just keep on powering this pressure on. And honestly, they're not too far behind in eco themselves, especially with steel traps now. Unfortunately, I can't actually see what the Dutch settlers have. Oh yes, I can actually. He only has hunting dogs, so he doesn't have steel traps and placer mines, which they do actually have placer mines, so they'll get placer mines in a minute, more than likely. But this town centre might go down. I mean, he's only just sent the shipment, so it's going to be 40 seconds from now. So Reuters do come out from a stable on the left here, but. Maybe this CM may have been a slight waste. He has got... Actually, no. Honestly, he's got 40 Musketeers kills out of it. And there's no Strelets on the field, so he's not going to be countered by anything here. But these Ibex, I don't think have too much food in them either. Kossack's going to find the settler, which is quite nice. I believe, maybe. Yeah, he's going to find the settler, isn't he? And he's going to lose his house, so he's going to be popped on housing as well. There's a lot of Voiters, and they're going to find all these villagers. Voiters not being the best against villagers, but they still do some damage at least. There you go. But it is a blockhouse just relatively close by, so he's not going to lose too many villagers. But he needs Strelets or something to counter these Voiters, because Strelets are obviously a very strong, unit. There you go. There's the Strelets. They're going to come out and attack the Voiters. He's lost a lot of villagers on this Voiter mass here. Yeah, losing 5 villagers. So that push from iamturk didn't really do much, honestly. And Dutch can still get a single bank up. I think one difference from EP and from RV is that banks you can build 5 instead of 4. And I think this Voiter mass doesn't really care about the Strelets. Actually, he could probably just fight this. But the Musketeers do come in, so that's going to defend quite nicely. He's definitely housed, and he's going to get housed even more so when this house goes down. And obviously, one thing about Dutch is they don't have a huge amount of wood, especially when you don't send 1,000 wood. So we just have to see what the next shipment in queue is. He's just sent it. But yeah, I mean, this is basically just posturing around the map at this point. Oh, if he gets the Cossacks, it'd be nice. Oh, there you go. There's a couple of Cossacks going down for those hussars. But 1,000 wood as well coming in from Knuschelbār. But at this time, where is his next hunt? His next hunt is here. And Turk is just going to sit on it. And what can he do? He's this Musketeer mass and the Shredded mass just sat on that hunt. And Turk's going to have no income in terms of, well, anything really. He only has the bank income. This is going to be a big push here. At the same time, Turk himself is getting pushed off by these Voiters. Okay, if there's a good 15 villagers lost from Turk, and normally Dutch are the one who should be losing villagers in this matchup. At the same time, Turk's going to get on his base as an artillery foundry trying to go up for Dutch, and he can't actually do anything about it. There is CM still on that town centre, but with the mass here, honestly, he can probably just sit in this town centre. Turk has lost so many villagers, though, 16. Oh, at the same time, Knuschelbār's lost 11, so honestly, if he just circle sieges this, there's 17 villagers in there, I think he's fine. But I think if Turk can take that down, it doesn't matter how many villagers he loses if he's just delaying that mass coming back. Although saying that, but there is a possibility that Knuschelbār buys the meat and gets the big Minutemen out. I assume he's going to. He has to, yeah. It's definitely in queue right now. There's the big Minutemen. That's 15 Minutemen here. He's going to push out here. But I think Turk is probably just going to be decisive here, trying to get it down, but that's not going to work. But yeah, I think Knuschelbār's just got this. Look at the economic population. He's going to get another 5th bank up quite easily. I mean, he's got the military population is a bit skewed by the Minutemen, but they still fight quite well. And there you go. He's just gonna push out here, and Turk doesn't really have any chance. Yeah, and it's just going to get pushed off here. You have to remember that there are a lot of villagers here. And these villagers are just going to die and die and die, and there's nothing he can really do. Yeah. And obviously there's still that one hunt, but... Yeah, honestly, I don't really understand what's happening here. I don't know who's winning. I assume it's Knuschelbār still winning now because of the population difference. And he's also sending these Minutemen around. But maybe... his military unit population is actually quite inflated, and he only has Reuters, especially actually they can have combat Reuters, so they're not too bad. There you go. He's just going to lose so many more villagers, and Russians are going to be on probably 16, 17 villagers in a minute. And this is why Dutch on this map is actually quite powerful, because you can just stay in base on your own, and yeah. Look how many units Turk has lost here. He's lost 33. So he's lost more than he actually has, which is insane. And these Minutemen are just going to scour the map. And obviously Turk is actually off his hunt and has 12 bunged up. Or Knuschelbār, sorry. But does he really mind? Because look, now these Reuters are just going to come back again. And they're just going to get on these villagers. And there's just going to be no hunting going on. And Turk's going to have no income. But at the end of the day, what can you do with no income as Russia? You can't do anything. Oh, it might be quite big if you can get down there if he finds those villagers. But it's only 5 musketeers, so it's not going to be doing too much damage too quickly. And at the same time, we get spotted by that house, which is quite nicely placed. Oh, something just got shipped. 1,000 coin. There's 3, 4 falconets. There you go, 4 falconets. I mean, this is just Knuschelbār's game at this point. I don't know what he can really do to throw this. Knuschelbār maybe getting slightly annoyed with Turk. Look at the score, 78 to 161. So I don't think it's too. Hello. Just. I believe Turk's just about to lose, so you should be ready to sort of join me in about a couple of minutes, maybe.
Oh right, sorry. Yeah, it's quite over.
Yeah. Turk's about to lose about 15 villagers now, and there's the GG. And that game was, I think, slightly one-sided as a whole. I assume you watched it, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it wasn't the best game to watch, if I'm honest, because Turk just went all in and just died to CM. So.
Yeah, I mean, Musketeer spam is the best way to make CM efficient.
Yeah, I thought Russian Musketeers had more HP, but obviously I was wrong. They are just crap. But how are you? Are you good? Good evening.
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you enjoy the slog of a match that me and Wicked watched, where Turk and Knuschelbār ended up going on for ages? Porto versus Germany.
Oh, the Germany versus Ports, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous at the end of the day.
It was a good one, but.
But yeah, we're going to jump into the next match. Knuschelbār is now 3-0 up, so he only has to win one more game, and he should be fine.
Yep, score is currently 3-0, right?
Yeah, 3-0 now, so it's best of 7. So Turk can still come back for 4-0 sweep. He does get the counter pick again. And it's,
Turk for the comeback.
And it's on New England, so it's a map which you can do a bit of sort of funky stuff on. So maybe we'll see him come back. You should be able to join the game now, actually, unless you're not online. So.
All right, let's go.
Right, Knuschelbār to pick first, so we'll just have to wait and see what he picks. Do you know what Knuschelbār could play on New England? Maybe China?
Do they have a C resets?
There's no Civ reset, it's New World Championship rules.
Right. I felt like Port would be a free pick for Knusch on this map, but
Yeah, he's already picked port, so he actually can't, unfortunately.
maybe Ottoman or China would be good.
Yeah, Ottoman's not a bad choice actually on this map. You can. And China sort of Diogo showed what it is, a bit dominant on this map as a whole.
It's been played a lot during the LAN tournament.
Yeah,
I remember Taban and Daruga playing a lot of China on this map.
yeah, Diogo played against Moito's Japan on this map, I believe, and ended up winning. And you ship that big powerful boat in the middle of the one of the ponds, but those ponds you sort of ship boats or caravels or frigates in them, and they just deny quite a lot. And as you said, China being picked. So one of Knuschelbār's strongest civs, I believe, is China.
I think so, yeah.
And which is odd actually, because China's pretty crap in team, isn't it, as a whole? So you'd expect Knuschelbār's civs to be more team based, but obviously not.
I believe Knusch is as good in 1v1 as team.
Oh no, definitely, he's very good in both, but I think he plays more team than 1v1 maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll just have to see what Turk picks. Turk can actually pick any civ. He hasn't got any limits because he hasn't won yet.
So if you lose with a civ, you can pick it again. Okay.
So I should go with Russia. I think Russia's quite a good pick, maybe.
Yeah. True.
Brit obviously is very strong against China. So yeah, you never know. I don't know what he's going to pick. But I don't know if Turk can play British, can he? He's got quite a sort of shallow civ pool.
I've never seen him playing Brits.
He can play Japan actually, but Japan obviously is very weak against China. It's probably one of Japan's worst matchups.
Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, iamturk will take his time. He knows it's a game match. He's going to go Ottoman actually.
So yeah, Ottoman being a very strong civ in against China and on this map in particular, because I think galleys are somewhat slightly stronger than caravels, especially they're stronger than the Chinese ship. The Chinese H2 ships are pretty weak, and Abascons against ships are just incredible.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. As you were saying, the Chinese boat in H3, the mercenary one, is really good. A lot of HP, a lot of damage, and then also nice range. Can outrange falconets.
It can also train units as well, so it's a galleon as well.
Right. So it's a really good way to counter Ottoman, to be fair, sieging TPs and maybe denying falconets. But we'll see how that goes.
And maybe Turk will play some H2 play, but I believe as Ottoman you normally play H3 against China, don't you? You sort of just FF and go for normal Janissary. Janissary and Falconet push, I believe, against China. I'm not entirely sure though.
I don't remember exactly, to be honest.
But it is a wood start, so Ottoman obviously always has enough wood to get a trading post down. But at the same time, they're going to be able to get the mosque as well, yeah, as you said. We have to check this map for hunts and mines, actually, don't we? But they look fine.
Right. Another thing China can get on this map is on your side you always have at least 4 goats. So if you can pick them up, it's a nice income for your village.
Yeah, exactly. And you can put them on a village and they fatten quick enough. But there is 90 food as well, which... the iamturk Explorer is actually now caught by Knuschelbār's Explorer, which is quite nice. So he might actually... I don't think he'll go down. He'll just have to walk back to base, which would be slightly annoying. But Knuschelbār doing a good job, actually, of putting his Explorer in front of Turk's Explorer and sort of blocking him constantly. So you get that disciple.
Yeah.
What you could accidentally do is you can block your explorer with a disciple, which he might just do. Yeah, I think he just did. No, maybe not.
It's really hard to get away from the Chinese monk snare, because his animation is quite different from Euro Explorer. So if you want to do the trick, and then you have to have a perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said, it's. I think Turk's actually got
Nice.
away. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, Turk hasn't got
Almost.
away. And also he does criticals as well, so he does more damage. I think Turk's Explorer will actually survive because he just, he can just put his units back into TC. But he can't go get any more treasures, can he now? So
Is he really gonna try to kite this with like 96 HP? That would be quite funny. Typical Turk, man, microing every single unit, even if it doesn't matter.
well, that's the way you're going to play the game. You've sort of got to
Yeah.
in-chat every advantage you can have.
Yes.
But saying that, Knuschelbār hasn't been able to pick up any of his sheep at the same time, which is what you want to do as China. And he's just going to start this 90 food treasure, but again, Turk is right next to
Turk
him.
for the contention, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Turk likes taking treasures, obviously, and he still has that crack shot as well, so it's not like he can't just do it now. He's just going to go in. He's
Thing
edging up,
is,
obviously,
even
very
if he
fast.
gets the treasure, then he will lose his hero.
Yeah, and he needs to keep it alive, especially for Ottoman. Ottoman likes having an extra TP up, unless you're going for like a Jan rush, which you wouldn't have one. Interestingly, though, China hasn't actually gone for TP, which
And 2 villages instead.
yeah, which I think for most people would say is actually just worse. But he's not. He doesn't have the contention of actually losing that TP, which is probably why he did it at the end of the day. Because obviously, if you're playing against sort of Janissary play in H2, you're just going to lose that TP. But
It's going to be big. If Turk wants to get a second TP, he can't take this one ever. Needs to get another one.
And that's the one you sort of want to take against China doing this sort of boat strap, the Fukan in H3 200 coin. It can just take down these two, especially this one here. It can take down that trading post really easily and sort of deny it getting up at all. But Turk's deck is actually it's quite interesting. It has native cards in it.
Ah, okay. And he's also sending Silk Road. So it probably means Stagecoach play and probably H2.
Yeah, and so making your TPs and your crates 25% better and more resources in them, which isn't half bad. But at the same time, maybe he should have sent ATP instead of 3 settlers if he's going to go for Silk Road. I don't know. I don't know which one's better actually. But Knuschelbār's actually trading that's interesting.
Knusch can get this TP, it's quite big actually. Because Otto is going to FB on the other side, but Turk is going to go straight for it and...
did trade a disciple as well.
Himself.
Yeah, Knuschelbār traded a disciple, so he has a lot of damage there. But I think Turk probably is going to get it up. Is he going to get it up? It's actually, Knuschelbār might trade some more disciples as well. He just got 80 food, so he easily can do.
I don't think he can carry hero on time. He's not in H2 yet, so he doesn't do enough damage. Training disciple might be a waste here. I don't know.
No, he's not trading when he moved, so he's
Yeah,
going to lose
just
his.
kill the hero.
Yeah, he's going to kill the hero, but getting up that trading post is really quite nice as the Ottomans here. But let's have a look at units in queue. There's Janissaries in queue for Ottoman, and is that the Porcelain Tower?
Consulate.
Oh, that's Consulate.
Nope,
No.
Consulate from China, which is interesting.
So Knuschelbār might just send 300 export, or he might even send diplomatic intrigue. But I forget what China can actually get with diplomatic intrigue. You can go for the French. Yeah, you can go for France, can't you? You can get
Diplomatic intrigue is actually 300 export. You mean good faith agreement, right?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, good faith agreement.
Right. You just get a discount on most attacks. Like if you go German consulate, then you get a discount for the trickles.
Yeah, but you can go French consulate, can't you? You can basically age up that way, but I think it's actually slower at the end of the day.
I think here, if he goes for a redcoat semi, that would be quite good.
Yeah, because redcoats are quite strong against Janissaries as a whole. But
yeah,
they
are really good to defend, at least.
just have to wait and see what text being researched here.
Maybe he's just making it for later in H3. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he hasn't sent it to any units in particular now, so I don't think he particularly needs to.
Stable for iamturk. And no stagecoach just yet.
Yeah, normally you get the stagecoach from 700 wood, but maybe Turk's going to send 600 wood now, so that's not.
Might have it on the way though.
Oh, Knuschelbār got a Cherokee as well, which is quite nice. That Cherokee's got more range than Janissaries, so he'll be able to take those down quite nicely. But Janissaries against TC5 are really nice, because they take 3 shots instead of a normal 2 for Musketeers, so they end up surviving a lot longer than they should do. This village probably is going to go down, but 9 pike being
doesn't
shipped.
have enough coin, actually.
Yeah, he's just short. If he had a market instead of that constantly, he could have actually been fine. And even when he collects his coin from the treasure, he's not going to have enough from the coin crate. But at the same time, he's got 9 pikes up, so he's going to start getting down these trading posts.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I think is a mistake. I think Chukanu would have been better here.
Well, Chukanu would just push this army back for like 20 seconds and then just use to cab.
Oh, Settler gonna try and get out here. Knuschelbār, yeah, but Knuschelbār doesn't have any way of getting the coin he needs.
He's gonna pop Minutemen now, I think. Which would be good, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's Minuteman, yeah.
And then he can gather the coin. Although he's gonna be popped for a while because of these Minutemen.
Yeah, but also it's you have to remember each one of these Minutemen causes 80 coin, isn't it? So
yeah,
that's 160 coin, which he sort of needed down a drain. But he actually got some settlers out, which is quite nice. Over on the left here, so he can actually collect.
Yeah,
this
is quite exposed, but.
And he's also going to take down 2 trading posts. So honestly, these pikes are doing work.
Yeah. I would like Turk to send 5 chance to try to deny these spikes.
Or is that going to go down before it gets a pass? No, it gets a pass. So it does at least get one more pass down. But yeah, I think he needs to send the Jans back, as you said, and he's got to edge up with the Confucian Academy, isn't he? Obviously, so he can.
Yeah, I think you need to edge up with the scums, give you a power spike, and then later on you get the crow if you want to deny the TPs. Might be an easier way.
Yeah, crows against ships, especially galleys, where they have slightly less. Oh, that's interesting.
Nice.
Turk doesn't actually have any. Yeah, but Turk doesn't actually have any shipments. Yeah, he doesn't have any water shipments in his deck, which is really surprising on this map in particular, because obviously this map for 2 ponds, you want to be sending galleys, or you want to be sending well, anything. How can he contest the Fukan in the water?
Well, for now, China's in H2, and
well, yeah, when China ages,
I mean, two galleys in the pond wouldn't bring anything at this point. And I think Knusch got red coats on the way. I mean, he just sent the export. He's popped at the moment, so he cannot send it.
He's gonna lose that. Yeah, he's gonna lose that village as well. But and Turk is just gonna take back those trading posts instantaneously, basically. And honestly,
Turk is basically spending all his wood he's getting from the TPs to rebuild the TPs. I really don't dislike this decision. He really needs to send some units to deny these spikes.
Yeah, and he's not going to get down that TC, no way. But if he can get a few more Huss out, there's 5 Huss. Those arquebusiers, when they come out, aren't going to be too powerful, really. And honestly, I think Turk...
Knusch is going to send the pikes back at some point, I think.
Yeah, but he's just about to age. He's only probably got about 25 seconds until he ages. And there's 3 Hussars. Those pikes aren't going to do too well against the 3 Hussars. He hasn't got the Minutemen shipment. Oh, he'll send it to the village, but that's still 10 villagers down. 700 wood. I mean, he needs to send it, obviously, so he can get the population out. Actually, come to think of it, he's going to get the consonant ones as well, isn't he?
Oh, he's in big trouble right now. Yeah, he can't train the redcoats, and now he's going to lose 10 VRs.
Yeah, I think this is over at this point. Because he's going to lose all those villagers. Yes, he gets the arquebusiers out, but there's so many Huss here. I mean, Turkus sort of knows it's going to happen. This Confucian Academy, when it goes down, kill XP of 240 is going to be quite a nice boon to his economy. He's still using the pikes to siege everything down. He's going to get a trading post up. Yeah,
Disconnect. This is GG.
I think Turk has just missed that by a hair, but again, it's the same sort of thing. He's gonna find this mine, and yeah.
Yeah, he's looking for it for sure. China got a shipment, so if he can bring back all his units together and get a nice pop-like intervention, then he might be able to clean up this mess somehow.
Yeah, I have 15 skirms out, won't he, basically? Not 15 skirms, 15 redcoats. And these Janissaries and Huss both get sort of countered by the redcoats. Janissaries not so much, but redcoats are so strong in A3 compared to the normal musketeers. And but he's going to lose even more villages right here.
Yeah.
This is sort of devastating. He's going to be on a sort of 8 villager economy, even with the wonders.
You know you're in trouble when your eco is behind auto eco.
Yeah, and Ottoman's got the stagecoach. He does have a single stagecoach line there. He does send intervention as well, which obviously doesn't need...
iamturk is gonna go in, which might be good for China, actually. If I'd be Turk at the moment, I would just take back the TPs, sit back and just mass more units, maybe train Avis.
Exactly, I mean, Knuschelbār's obviously going to get more and more shipments out, is what China wants, and, but, yeah, I mean, he's even getting pushed back here by this small army, which he shouldn't really be being pushed back by. There's another 6 redcoats, which sort of secures him there, but...
somehow clean that, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he's even ready, he's going to lose so much out of it, and what does he do out of it? He has no push out. There's just so many Huss here. And even though those redcoats are so powerful against the Hussars, there's not really anything they can do against them.
Yeah, nothing China can do at this point. Changdao's maybe, but yeah, even that won't be enough.
Well, even if Changdao's pop, yeah, he might kill a lot of these Hussars. What's the point of killing Hussars if you've got 9 villagers? And 0 map control, basically.
Hey, he's got a free crow, and still the summer palace. I guess that's something.
Yeah, he's taking the TPs back somehow. But yeah, I think this is just maybe he can win. We saw Turk go back and not actually win at the end of the day, but I don't think Knuschelbār's going to do the same.
Nah, 11 Changdao's, but there's already 10 more Chans on the way. So it's now Knusch pulling a Turk and not resigning.
Well, it's a tournament, so it's sort of to be expected.
Yeah.
You want to be hanging in there as much as possible. But when Ottoman has a better economy than you, he even has Abbasid marketing, which is the, I believe, first upgrade. So his villages aren't even as slow as they normally would be. And Knuschelbār actually hasn't trained a single unit this game.
I trained a batch from...
Oh, did he? Did he train a single batch? Okay, but that's not really going to do much. There are a lot of Janissaries here, though. These Changdao are obviously quite good against the Hussars. But these 2 skirmishers aren't going to do anything against these Janissaries. And
He's trying to micro them, but...
yeah, he's just posturing for no reason.
I mean, sure, it's also eco at 14 minutes, but still, they're gonna remass decently.
Yeah, and it's not even like Ottoman has a terrible eco now. 33 eco population isn't even half bad for Ottoman, especially since they've sent 4 settlers, which you wouldn't normally see in a deck for Ottoman. But yeah, I think this is just sort of a bit over, maybe.
There's the crow.
He does have a crow just standing there, which doesn't... I don't think
He's
really...
got just enough occupancy to one-shot the Jan, so
but now he's lost one.
Do something.
Yeah, but I think this is just... this is basically just playing with time at this point. He does get a monastery up, so maybe he'll get Jaegers. I know he's going to get a town centre instead of a monastery. My mistake.
Time to get Manchus or something.
Honestly, I think the consulate was just a mistake. He didn't really get anything out of it. He wasted a shipment on the diplomatic intrigue with only basically
I think
6.
his biggest mistake was to not gather enough coin to wage up in time. So he was like stuck in H2 for like an entire more minute or something.
The dogs on the the dogs are on the Janissaries, but it doesn't really matter. But this Crow going forward, it was actually sort of show a bit of a threat here. There's a lot of trading down, so you can't really get on it with the. You can't really get on it with the
Chinese
Hussar.
army is somehow getting a bit better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just China, isn't it? They have 9 eco population. They still have quite a large mass just from shipments. And there's probably just going to be a shipment on its way in just a second, just sent.
If Knuschelbār win this game, I swear I do a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, it'd be a bit ridiculous if he won the game, honestly, because like he's bound to send what 10 arquebusiers now, right? I mean, he's actually
yeah,
he's,
something like this.
yeah, 10 arquebusiers. There you go. And maybe he'll send the Fukan on the other side, and he can just bombard the Ottoman shore. You never know. But he's going to slowly take back this TP line as well with his mass. And Turk needs Abbas guns at this point, really.
Yeah, or an job.
Or an age up, but he just wins because Falconets. Because Flying Crows are just they just get killed by Falconets really easily.
If China can get 5 meteor hammers and start raiding and catching raids, would be quite good.
This mass is actually insane from China, from not having actually nothing. But
Yeah.
at the same time, Turk is just he's just walking into his base, gonna take down the Summer Palace, gonna take down.
He
the
remade the
Confucian.
town center.
He did, but he's got 1 villager out of it so far, so it's not particularly.
Nah, it's worth it. Nah, I'm joking.
But yeah,
Summer Palace is gonna go down.
he could have got all these trading posts down as well, which is why it's so stupid. But he's actually only got enough. He's only got enough gold for sort of Manchu. And
Yeah, I think he can get Manchus.
he's gonna have a really
about
scary
1
army.
minute or
Yeah,
something.
he's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be an incredibly scary army when the Manchus are down.
What is Turk doing? It seems like his army is not growing.
He just aged, so he's. Let's look at units in queue.
Oh right, he's in E3 now. Okay.
But I assume Turk's going to send Falconets, and probably he might even make some Falconets. He did make 2 artillery foundries in base, but with 2 artillery foundries, you're probably going to end up making Abbas. There you go, 1 Abbas in queue, 5 Abbas out as well.
I think China is gonna get timing where he's gonna get a batch of redcoats, another crow, and probably Manchus.
Yeah, exactly. And Manchus are incredibly strong against anything that iamturk has here. Janissaries aren't too good against them. Abbas guns aren't too good either. But veteran Abbas gun is coming in, and the Hussars obviously just dominated by Manchu completely.
Yeah, they even do good versus vet Jans.
We'll just have to
Good,
wait and see.
decent.
He's so close to getting Manchu. He's like 3 or 4 gold away, but he is 8 villagers. He's lost even more somehow.
Yeah, he's so far behind. I don't know. I don't know what to do as Knusch at this point, to be honest. Do you just wait to get your timing, but Otto might get twice more units, or spies? That could be something. And there's 2 crows, but
We just lose 2 more villagers.
yeah, I think Otto is gonna rape this fight.
Oh my god, the spies! I didn't see them. That's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah, he's saying that the crows are on there. You just get 2 nice volleys off, and these crows aren't actually taking any damage. But yeah, this is just gonna be
Can
strong.
he get a wall in time to just retreat his skirms? He doesn't even have enough wood.
Imagine if he had Manchus in this fight. He didn't need to posture there. He could have stayed back in his base and just waited for Manchus.
Look at Knuschelbār's score. That's ridiculous.
Oh
He's
yeah,
not
52. All paid off. Yeah, exactly. And now Otto can just walk into his base. I don't know why he's not resigning at this point, honestly. I think he's just sent
He's
Manchu.
got Manchu in the way.
But even then, look how many units off. I mean, even if you have Manchus, you just run that amount of Hussars and Spahi in there, and who cares?
He needs unicorns or something like this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Turk could probably age 4 now and just revolt or something stupid.
Yeah, I don't think you need to revolt.
Well, yeah, but he could do. He could do absolutely anything. He could probably delete his army and still win at this point. But there's the GG.
Yeah, so
So-
score is actually 3-1 now.
Yeah, so Turk actually claws back a game. So maybe the series isn't over yet. And you can just see my villager graph how ridiculous it was. For that whole time, he went from 24 villagers, which isn't even that impressive as China at that point. You should be aging. at that point directly, and then he basically sat on under 10 villagers the whole game.
Yeah, so no 24-hour stream, I think. Unfortunately.
You've saved yourself, so we're gonna get to the next game.
I didn't take much risks, but yeah.
So yeah, the next game I think is it non-TP? I'll have to check. Next game is on Tibet, which is a map we haven't seen for ages. It's quite a cool map though, because it's got TPs all around a middle and the sort of centre. So it's good for Ottomans, and Turk can't actually play Ottomans, so...
Oh, it's a really good map for Japan and China.
Is it good for Japan?
I think so, yeah. It's quite easy to wall the front, so, you know, you can defend yourself a bit better. You got a lot of yaks, and there's so many choke points that shrining makes it really hard for your opponent to siege the shrines. Plus you have yaks, and going for an entire TP line is very difficult.
Yeah. And obviously Turk is a very strong player over Japanese Civ as well. So I don't think it'd be surprising at all if he picks Japan here. But again, China can be picked from Knuschelbār, and China is... It's a bit of a counter to Japan, isn't it? Normally, at least from what Gaja says, which might not be the best person to go off. But Knuschelbār does get a counter pick here for the first time.
You know, Gaja is always wise, man.
Did you see him drop trick someone on stream the other day?
Saw that live, that was quite funny. But whatever. So still game point for Knusch.
Yeah, so game point for Knusch and Turk to pick, so we're just waiting now. And I'm just going to assume he picks Japan. The problem with Japan though is you can counter pick Japan quite easily.
Yeah, it's the problem as a first pick. And Knuschelbār can go China again, and China is very good on this map. Got quite relatively safe TP. You've got the axe, decent food even base, but there's not that many resources.
He picks China, which
Interesting.
they have a yak sound. It's obviously a TP map. China likes TP maps. So
yeah, I didn't know Turk could play China.
I didn't know Turk played China either. Maybe he can't. Maybe it's just something he's going to do as a fluke. I mean, Knuschelbār can actually mirror this if he wants to, and I think Knuschelbār probably is better at China. Well, we just saw him play China, so I don't know how good he actually is.
What are the civs you can't play? You can't play Dutch. You can't play Ports.
He can't play Ports, Germany, or Dutch.
And Germany.
But
okay.
you wouldn't play any of those civs apart from maybe Germany on this map. Actually, Port's quite good because it's an ATP map.
Yeah, but China kind of wrecked Port. So
Yeah, China's pretty strong against Port.
could go Aztecs maybe if he knows how to play that.
Yeah, Aztecs obviously are quite strong against China. France, that's interesting. That's,
Interesting.
Yeah, France you don't really see very often because obviously it's a bit. It's not the strongest civ, but it's also not the weakest civ. It's sort of vanilla as a civ, isn't it? So, it should be quite interesting.
Most
to
people
see.
say this matchup is slightly China favored.
Well, China has a slightly better FF, doesn't it, than France? So, obviously, actually, I don't know.
I like to play it as France, but it's almost always you almost rely on your micro ability, because if you get caught, you do one mistake, then you just die.
Yeah, exactly. And but again, France does have that native scout on this map, which is faster than the disciple for the Chinese team. So he can pick up some of those yaks, which sort of counteract the fact that China can put their yaks onto a village.
Yeah.
But China start. Wait, you start with 3 yaks. I didn't realise that. The
On this
Huntsy.
map.
Yeah, you started 3x.
What the? Really?
Apparently, both of them already have 3x. Or was it just Knuschelbār spawned
Oh
right
no,
next to them?
my bad. Yeah. Both had 3. Yeah, I expect Knushi's just scouting with them.
But I think the hunts are actually fine.
Slightly worse for iamturk because this one will be a pain to herd.
Yeah, and he
Because of the
hasn't
cliff.
he hasn't got one like back here, and Knuschelbār's got one directly behind
Yeah,
him.
kinda. I think it's worse for iamturk.
Should we ask them? It's I think it's up to you as the better player.
I mean, what do you think? Is that worth a rehost?
Well, you might as well ask them because they're sort of one-sided. Turk hasn't got many hunts. Okay, Turk's going to restart. That's fair enough. I think you are right though. He's just sort of missing one hunt, which, especially for China, if France plays H2, is quite a problem.
He's missing a back hunt, which is always good to have. So I think that's worth a rehost.
So, do you actually start with 3 yaks in your base on this map, or is it
I
just that
think
they
so,
both
yeah.
scouted too?
Honestly, I haven't played on this map for a while because of the ESOC standard maps
Yeah, it's not standard.
that we always play. So.
It's not standard. I do like the map now. I think it's quite cool.
Hmm. I'm checking the chats. Has a saying it's Tibet. It's normal to don't having hunts. Alright, so what about this time?
They seem more fair now, just from a glance.
Yeah, but
Knuschelbār still does
stats.
have more actually. Yeah, Turk isn't. Turk has one in base, which is normal.
Yeah,
He does have a
Turk is
back
missing
hunt.
a hunt.
Yeah, he does missing a hunt.
The left one, yeah.
Yeah, the left one he's missing, which is there you go, instantly resigned. I mean, to be honest, it's not even that bad for France if they miss a hunt because they're not ones who's going to be aggressive there. And China, obviously, well, you have to restart because it has to be equal. And China sort of needs a hunt because if they can't age because of it, it sort of ruins their game.
Yeah. I mean, if it was like the 4th hunt, I wouldn't call the rehost, but they both have a back hunt, and then on the side you're looking for your 3rd hunt that you can actually sometimes herd under your TC. So if you don't have that, that's quite big.
Let's have another go, and even the picture actually has unfair hunts on it. It's quite funny. But yeah, hopefully this is fine.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm praying the G right now.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
Well, they both have side hunts, and let's say that this is this.
I mean, it's not too bad. Turk's
It's
a bit
not
worse.
too bad. It's a bit better than before, so I think we can go with this.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough. Also, I think Turk's got 50 wood in base, so I highly doubt he'll want to restart. Even if he has... And he also has 90 wood over to the left here. So, honestly, for treasures, Turk's probably got the best 2 treasures on the map, or some of the best treasures on the map right next to him. And 40 wood. So he could... if he finds that, he'd be very pleased. And let's have a look at treasures on the French side. France has 40 XP in base. 85 wood over here, which is also another nice treasure. And at the start, it's all about yaks, isn't it?
Yeah, both going for that. Knusch is going for a TP first. Meanwhile, Turk, he's not going TP yet. He's going for coin treasure.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe Turk will go for another village. I don't know. But he has actually spotted
Yeah.
that wood as well. He's, I assume he's going to go for it. As that 90 wood you really want to get. What is Turk doing? He's just... He's not going to get that Udasi temple, is he? Or is he just standing there?
Nah, no way. I mean, he could, maybe, but... Doesn't see the point.
Yeah, the temple is terrible, actually. Oh, actually, no, it changes... There's the attack there, it changes your explorer's hit point by 50%.
It's quite big, actually. If Knusch get those 2 yaks, and then he's gonna get... the behind his TC1, then you get already 9 yaks, and that's already worth
Getting a
livestock
livestock
pen.
pen, yeah. I think it's about 8 for livestock pens, sure. But at the same time, Turk's going to pick up the wood. So he's going to go to villages, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going for side village over here.
Yeah, which is interesting. I think Turk realizes that the hunts on this map are a bit scattered. So
Yeah, definitely, but this one is hurtable and the
does-
TC.
yeah, he does get scouted as well.
So Northern Refugees, 2 villages for Turk. He also got a nice 50 wood in base and 40 wood behind, so with this you could almost go for a free TP.
Exactly, he's going to get that 90 wood, as you said, and maybe Turk sort of knew that, and that's why he put the village down there. But if the French explorer actually went for that TP, for that wood treasure, he would actually just take it from the with the villager, and he's going to get a free TP, as you said, and that's sort of the best of both worlds as China, isn't it? He's going to get the free set the shipment as well as the TP in Age 1. He does basically miss a couple of passes, and I think the passes on Tibet are especially like big. Oh, there's a monkey. We go down, but Turk's just gonna run away here. He doesn't want to fight. Right, he's gonna lose his explorer as well, but does he really mind? I don't think so.
Well, even his monkey's in trouble, actually. Well, he's under TC, so that's fine, but...
Yeah, he can just bung himself up in the TC, it'd be completely fine. And Turk's going to go out with a normal run, the Summer Palace, and I assume that Knuschelbār's going up with wood. Yeah, the Culture Master, there you go. Let's have a look at the decks. They're completely normal, and Turk's deck is quite industrial focused, actually. But that's not too uncommon for China.
Yeah, it's quite a common deck, to be fair. He's got Western refugees in H3, which is weird. Usually you have 1k coin or something like this. Especially if you want to go industrial.
Yeah, Western refugees though can sort of act as sort of like a 7 villager shipment, I believe. If you have enough villagers up. Turk's actually walling quite a lot here as well, so he's playing quite defensively, and he's going to get that trading post up. But maybe he'll die from the. Will he die from that scout? I'm not entirely sure. Especially if there's.
Probably not, because he's gonna age. Yeah.
Ooh, will he get up on time? I don't actually know.
Oh,
no,
one
he's
more
gonna,
shot.
oh, it's so
Oh
close.
my
7
God.
HP.
Got really lucky here.
Yeah, there you go. He gets up as well from the.
Yeah.
Gets up from the trading post. That's still 100 XP to Knuschelbār, which is obviously quite nice. And maybe Turk will go for more trading post sockets. Just get a huge amount of XP, and then he can sort of slip stuff in like that Western Refugees card.
I like this livestock from Knuschelbār
Yeah.
10x.
Sort of to be expected. Do you know what time we actually end up fattening if you put them on a livestock ban?
On a livestock like this, not the Chinese one, you get them around 8:30 or 9 minutes, I think.
And the Chinese one is quarters in the first age and half in the second age.
Not entirely sure about the Chinese one. This one is actually hilarious.
You should have kept the pillars in. Yeah. But he still walls off here, which is quite nice. And obviously you can wall this part here if you need to.
Oh yeah.
But Turk's going to go up, Porcelain Tower as well, which is sort of to be expected against France, especially when France has got all this livestock pen, which is quite nice.
I like what Knusch is doing going musketeers, going really greedy, gonna probably siege the training post. And if Turk want to defend that, he will have to send probably 2 canoes.
2 canoes, or he might actually get up by the time it's sieged down, because actually no, definitely he's not going to get up. He's not going to be able to send a shipment. But he does get the consulate up quite early. And Turk's building placement is quite nice here, because he's going to be able to just wall off really easily across this like little strait here. And he should have put a market there actually as well, but obviously not. But he's Turk's. I mean, that training post is obviously nice, but I believe Turk's probably going to get a pass on a rickshaw. Depending on how much, yeah, he'll get a pass on a rickshaw, and that's what really matters here. Because beforehand he hadn't got one. That scout gets found as well.
Interesting. Knuschelbār is going for Cav actually.
Yeah, so he's going to go for Huss. Which, how did he get out?
He's got some units in queue.
Okay.
But might he lead them? I don't know.
That Chinese monk just like took on 4
Never
or 5
died.
musketeers on his own.
This guy never dies.
He has what, 1,000 HP or something ridiculous in yeah, 1,125 HP in H3. It's insane. But those two can know from the palace have now come out. But those musketeers can just get killed by them. Saying that there's some hussars, as you said, in queue, so...
So Knusch is gonna try to stagecoach, I feel, and send 600 coin and H behind. So he's got 4 huss and 10 musket to do damage right now. But if Turk got intervention on the way there, he might be just totally fine.
Yeah, there's a patch out from the patch. And probably intervention on its way, as you said. 8 crossbow run, which I don't really understand. I would have preferred 600 wood actually, just to take the rest of the TP lines.
What if he ages now, then he just gives up at least 1 TP?
Yeah, but I really don't understand 8 crossbow run, honestly. It just seems like you're in a weird shipment. It's basically a waste of a shipment at this point.
So he's gonna play H2, apparently. And yeah, try to maybe win in H2 with the stagecoach, and perhaps taking a trade and age up behind that. I think this is playing into China hands. And you see the livestock is already fattened for China, and it's been fattened since like 1 minute for Knusch.
Yeah, but for Knuschelbār it is a lot more. It's 4,000 food. And Couille de Bouillards are twice the speed, I believe, on yaks as they are on normal sort of animals. So that's quite nice. But it's quite a big mass here, actually, from Knuschelbār. And Turk obviously has just sent a shipment. But at the same time, this training post is going to go down, but he might just lose quite a lot of units because of it.
Or he might catch the entire Chinese army here. Cav HP, okay, that's interesting. With 5 house. Need to keep this Cav alive so he can chase the army.
Yeah, and he also got 5 meteor hammers out, but he's going to use those meteor hammers over the top here, and he's just going to... If he can get a raid, actually, a raid on the villages right here would be quite nice. But as you said, if he can try and like snare this Chinese army, a gate going up, which looks incredibly weird because of those 2 pillars, but I think China's fine here.
Yeah, and he's gonna get the raid, as you were saying.
Meteor hammers are so strong against CDB.
Yeah. And Knusch doesn't have real HP.
Yeah, and Knusch doesn't have village HP, and there's musketeers which are going around. He's going to get a village down, but there's only one villager in that village, so it doesn't actually matter. But
Yeah, he's losing more CDBs meanwhile.
that's interesting. Team handicap, team cav hand attack.
And cav attack. Yeah.
These hussars are basically veteran now. But wouldn't it have been better just to send 600 coin? Well, he doesn't have 600 coin, but just sort of age up.
It's funny that you can kite musketeers with meteor hammers.
Yeah, meteor hammers are sort of insane as units. But
Yeah, now it's looking very good for China, to be fair. Way ahead in eco.
he might even lose a couple more CDBs on his mine. Yeah, look. They do so much that... Oh, almost so low HP. And these musketeers are going to come and just clean them up, probably. But these hussars aren't anything to sort of sting about anyway. Because they're just good units at this point. 24 attack and 368 HP. Isn't too shabby.
Yeah. Maybe Knusch get mini-men here and use CDBs to fight, perhaps. No, it's not gonna do that. So he still has 2 TP stagecoach and a few yaks to gather, but
Yeah, but French army is just basically just nowhere to be seen. I don't think Turk can take this down. These redcoats obviously represent quite a lot of siege, but not a huge amount. And Turk's army is gonna... Not Turk's. Knuschelbār's army is gonna come in over to the right, quite obviously. But I mean, he's just losing more and more CDBs. Let's have a look at units lost here.
it's pretty much
8
over at
CDB,
this point,
yeah.
so-
And he has no way of aging. He does get stagecoach, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, these units are so much inferior to Chinese army at this point. See more cav and 11 Chengdaos being idled over here.
Yeah, I really don't understand the 2 cav shipments or the crossbow shipment. I think that was just a waste. I think he should have staged at that point. He could have... he does still have a yak, so he does still have 2 yaks he can sort of age with, but... yeah, this isn't good at all.
Nice catch, although actually this might be very good for Knusch. He's got a power spike, he's got 5 horse and a lot of musketeers, can pop CDBs and Minutemen from the TC.
Yeah, but he's
Not
gonna push us
pop
off
Minutemen,
now. But
yeah, just gonna use his cav to snare, I guess.
yeah, but what does he do to sort of to combat this? He can't. These redcoats are so strong. Obviously, the arquebusiers are strong against crossbows and stuff, and there's not a huge amount of huss there even.
Yeah, but those huss are tanky.
Yeah, those huss are actually tanky. 168 HP and the cab attack. Oh my god, it's a Changdao raid. That's not something you see every day.
Turk raid, just finding all your views.
There's 10 arquebusiers. There's a couple more crossbowmen coming up. But does China really care at this point? They're so far ahead of the eco population.
Alright. And France is not even ahead in army beside just cleaning the entire Chinese mass. There's so much reinforcements. Got 10 skirms, cav patrolling on the map. And yeah, Knusch got no more yaks, he lost tons of views, so he's running out of steam now.
Yeah, it's sort of hopeless for Knusch, I think.
Yeah, Turk's soon going for a second TC here.
It might go up. It's bound to go up, actually, isn't it? Even if he loses a couple of villagers, I don't think he really cares. There you go, it's up. Oh, one more villager doesn't need to die. Turk being a bit sloppy there, honestly.
Maybe he's just baiting the horse. No, I don't know.
Maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, this sort of arquebusier mass and these iron flails and the meteor hammers are so strong against everything he has. I mean, musketeers, as you said, against iron flails aren't the best units. But there's Territorial Army Combat, which, if I recall, buffs... Yeah, buffs Chang Dao's and other Crusaders. And the Cav is just going to get straight on this. And on the crossbows. That's what Turk wants to see there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Z move everything. Because that's how you play China.
There you go, it's just going to clean up easily. These last little Huss aren't going to do anything against the Meteor Hammers and Chang Daos. The Chang Dao's even getting on the crossbow doing nice damage, and there's GG. So it's going to be 3-2 now. So Turk, you might sort of be flipping his round for himself.
Yeah. Knusch's playing risky.
Yeah, I don't really understand what he was doing there, if I'm honest.
So yeah, 3-2. Last two games were for iamturk. Knusch has to finish the series, or they will decide that on the decisive game.
Yeah, it's just going to come down to one game, I think, at the end of the day. And, well, obviously. And maybe we might see a reverse sweep, you never know. But it's Turk to pick again, so Knuschelbār obviously can pick against him. And the map is Kamchatka, so one of the most standard maps on ESOC, but still good to watch. And Turk to pick.
Knuschelbār played Brits yet.
No, he hasn't played British, no.
Okay.
So yeah, Knuschelbār picking Brits on this map would be quite good, but obviously it's Turk picking first, and I wouldn't be surprised if Turk picked Japan. It's a strong map for Japan as a whole.
Right, it's true.
So I don't know what Turk, yeah, Turk probably just going to pick Japan, so we're just waiting for that more than anything.
Yeah, just waiting for players to pick their saves.
Russia's an interesting pick here, actually. So obviously Russia against British is quite strong, and Russia like to take that middle map with that blockhouse, and this map in particular has quite a strong middle map with 2 mines and I think 2 hunts as well in the middle. So and there's Japan from Knuschelbār, which, if I'm honest, I don't really understand.
It's an interesting pick. I think Russia counters Japan, but if he agrees on that, then he's certainly got a plan in mind.
Yeah, normally Russia would do quite well against Japan, because obviously Russia is quite fast. They can have those Cossacks and these Charlottes in your base quite quickly, and Japan doesn't really have a huge counter to that, obviously, because they're slower civ with other TAD civs. But we'll just have to wait and see. Japan obviously does have the 2 explorers as well, which can pick up the goats quite nicely.
We might see some Kami into Wolves and Yumi from Knusch. If he likes to turtle with ports, then he could do that with Japan in this matchup.
Yeah, especially when it's a wood start, so he's probably going to go for a consulate. I doubt he'll do anything but go for consulate, which will allow him to... Yeah, he's going to go for consulate, definitely. I don't know where he's building it, though.
He's building a TP.
Oh, he's building a TP as a consulate. That's interesting. And then you chop 25 wood, don't you? When you build your
Yeah, you just chopped for your shrine.
And more than likely, because he's gone for a TP, he's probably going to go for 300 wood. I would not be surprised. But Turk's going to pick up 85 wood, unless Knuschelbār sees it himself. But at the same time, Knuschelbār's getting a nice amount of goats. He's got 2 goats already. He's probably going to get a third up here, yeah, from his cherry orchard. And there's the next one here.
It's pretty good scouting from Knusch.
But yeah, Turk's going to pick up. Turk's picking up 85 wood here, which is obviously quite nice. You get that blockhouse even easier as Russia. And at the same time, Knuschelbār does find 80 food as well, which is a nice treasure to find with that goat. And 40 wood as well, so even better for himself.
Yeah, so as we say, he's going for a shrine on the side of the map, which is good, because really hard to deny. And yeah, picking up more goats. He's got 4 in total, and I'm sure got only 1. And sure he's gonna go for a TP himself.
But Russia's going for TP, that is interesting.
Did he get? Yeah,
He got a wood
85
treasure.
Yeah, that
but
makes
it-
sense.
but
But he's
it
gonna
was-
age late.
I don't think you really mind too much about aging late as Russia, do you, against Japan?
If you want to rush and make damage, then yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is actually a big deal, yeah, because obviously Japan's going to have that economy up even better, especially at 300 wood, which is normally seen as sort of a quicker shipment for Japan.
I'm curious to see what Knusch is going to do with 300 wood and a TP in each one.
He can age up quite quickly now as well. He's going to get the snow leopards down. He's going to get the 80 food, and he's and there you go. He's not even picking up that wood, so he's going to go up incredibly quickly. Normally, what you do is you task a couple of villagers to the wood. You get 2 more shrines down in age 1, I believe, as Japan. But no, he's going to pick up 35 coin as well, so that's just a nice treasure. And these macaques go down like instantaneously if you're Japan because of a divine strike.
Oh, we've got Torii Gate with 4 wheels and a wonder.
Torii Gate, you get a samurai, right?
So we're getting samurai and a Rex. I mean, the building.
So yeah, if that why is he building
This
all
smells
these
like an all-in push, like an all-in timing around 7 minutes from Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. It's the Toshigu Shrine.
Is it? Oh, it is. Yeah. But even then, the Toshigu Shrine.
No, it's a Torii Gate. Never mind. I just got tricked because he put the goats.
Oh, the goats next to it. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Torii Gates. But yeah, I mean, in fact, Samurai can come out. I think he's going to age up slightly quicker than Turk, but he does actually spot the blockhouse as well. So so maybe he can come forward and just use that Samurai to take down that blockhouse quickly, or just harassed somewhere. There's a monkey's treasure, which honestly is one of the best treasures you can get against Russia.
The monkey family, yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 monkeys, and they just in age 2 they actually get a upgrade like dogs, and they end up doing actually quite decent damage against stuff like Strelets.
Right. So Knusch is gathering coin, and what building is he gonna make? He's going for a stable. So in my opinion, it smells like 5 ashi into Nagis.
Yeah, which is sort of all-in push. Normally you'd send 600 wood as your first shipment. But obviously he's going to go 5 Ashy. You can see 2x is now gone, which is one of the features of Japan.
He's not going back. He's going to siege with the samurai, so he denies the potential from iamturk to go 2 blockhouse straight.
Yeah, exactly. And that samurai is huge. That's 65 damage on that samurai. And he does take the villagers in here. The samurai doesn't actually do too good against villagers itself, because it's in melee combat. But even then, that blockhouse can't be repaired, and if there's 5 Ashy coming out, he's just going to go straight forward. And 5 muskets actually lose to 5 Ashy. Very cool.
Yeah, they do. Ooh. Okay, so Knusch is going really forward with these musketeers. I am sure he's popping the Cossacks from home. I don't know if it's on purpose, but if Knusch is anticipating something, like 700 coin first, as Turk always does, then he might get trapped here by the Cossacks.
Yeah, but yeah, 5 Cossacks as well. He's going to come in. Obviously, Ashley do counter Cossacks, but they're not the best counter. And if we look at units in Cuba, there's no Musketeers in Cuba, and there is a couple of Nagys and an extra 5 Cossacks out. So obviously, Nagys against Cossacks, they don't train the best, but they're not useless units. But there's 13 Shullets, and he's lost the Nagys that he needed. So Turk's just going to push back off us.
Well, Hashes are super fast with the ball trick, so you might get away here, getting Cossack down.
Yeah, and as you said, he's sort of all in here. Look at the eco; it's actually equal, and you'd sort of expect that Knuschelbār would have a better eco now at this point, because obviously shrines count for roughly 1 eco.
Yeah, it's still
Oh,
a bit scary for Turk. I mean, if Knusch get a batch of 5 Nagys and he ships like Daimyo or maybe 5 Yumis, then he could go in again. There's still only 1 blockhouse and no anti-cav for Turk. 4 Cossacks now.
And these Nagys are just going to go around and try and raid, but obviously Nagys aren't the best units to raid. Yeah, there's not a huge amount of anti-cap here, as you said. There's now nine Cossacks out, and both players going for sort of their typical all-in strategies here. A consulate even coming down now for the Japanese player, and he might lose a villager. Yeah, he loses 1 villager, and another batch of Ashies actually coming. Nagy's coming in, but he's just losing them to the TC file, which isn't good at all. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to keep these alive. Obviously, Strelets are quite hard for Ashies to deal with because they actually have extra speed as well.
On the other hand, 90% of Knuschelbār was idle needed in the TC, and since he's going for unit shipments after unit shipments, then he doesn't have any crates to help him producing units. And in the result of that, his mass didn't change in the last 1 minute, maybe?
Yeah, Turkish mass is just sort of stable, isn't it? It's not even changing. I think he got a batch of Musketeers out, maybe. But he only still...
Yeah.
And actually, no, he didn't. He only has 6 Musketeers still. But that blockhouse losing all... Oh, that blockhouse is getting repaired as well. Yeah, exactly.
Versus that, you know that Japan is quite all in. He's now got diplomatic intrigue, so he might spam a lot of clubs or shinobis.
Yeah, it's about 5 clubs, I believe, diplomatic intrigue. So it's is it 5 clubs? I think it's 6. Each one's 60. Yeah, it's 5.
Well,
it's 5.
Plus the export that he had at the from the beginning.
Yeah,
of the
he's
game, yeah.
he's got enough for 10 clubs easily, or 9. He's just gonna get another one in Cuba. There you go, 10. And obviously he's actually popped for Japan, which is interesting. But
Yeah.
what's weird as well is he's getting upgrades on the market. I would have preferred an extra shrine, but he's getting one up now, and
Yeah,
because of
he's
that shrine, he
he's
does
gonna
actually.
lose one.
Is he? Oh yeah, he is, and he's going to be popped. Especially if he loses that second one, he's going to be quite badly popped.
Yeah, I'm sure he definitely knows that, so he's gonna keep sieging shrines.
Knuschelbār also actually has a shipment ready, but he hasn't actually sent it. And he's now going to go for shinobis instead, which are better against stuff like musketeers and shards. So
Yeah, they're very good versus Strelets, and yeah, of course, Ruskets.
But yeah, as I said, I don't really know what Japan can do here. I think he's just a bit too all in, honestly. Like Russia's just doing what Russia does behind it. But
On the other hand, Heimstruck is adding a stable home. Yeah, I really dislike that. I mean, you should probably go for 2 blockhouses or even 3, just to be sure that no Japan timing can break this. Because yeah, he's gonna make maybe Cossacks versus mostly Hashinagis and clubs. Oh, Stealth Shinobi to revive the hero.
yeah, he's just going to go in with his Nagys. Oh, if he catches those Cossacks, that'd be quite nice as well, actually, because obviously that massive Nagys is going to trade incredibly well against the Cossacks. Saying that, the extra Cossacks are going to come back, and he might just lose only 1 or 2. Oh, we might lose the Nagys, though, actually. Yeah, this is incredibly risky.
Oh,
this is-
just gonna fucking re-hard.
Yeah, that's fucked him over.
Yep, it's GG. You can't lose like 10 Maggies like this when you're all in.
And apparently Purple Squid subscribed, but I didn't see it, so I'm awfully sorry about that. But yeah, I think this is just over for Japan at this point. It does have Shinobis coming at the back, but the best unit in the situation, obviously. And yeah, this isn't good at all.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for Knusch.
He does have another batch of Langies out, so he does have an extra 5 Langies, but that's not going to defend too easily. And a Tour of Gates, as I wonder, isn't really doing anything. So
Gives you more XP when you kill units, I think.
yeah, it gives you 1.5 XP, but it's not like the Toshoga Shrine, which is actively giving you a bonus.
Yeah. Daimyo coming in.
Yeah, and it's going to buff all the units, but again, does it really matter at this point? Russia's just got a bigger mass. Actually, no, it doesn't. Russia doesn't. Artemis Nagys have been popped out. And
Yeah.
but
Well,
again,
it's
there's
just
not.
because Cossacks cost 1 pop. But
Yeah,
in
and
fact,
Cossacks are-
Russia has more stuff.
Yeah, Cossacks are basically 2 pop at this point, aren't they? We're after Boyars. But he's going to come down and try and. Thankfully for him, he finds the blockhouse on the bottom here. He should really siege that down. But again, he's just going to get pushed up by his Russian army, and this is where sort of the crates come in, the 700 food and the 700 coin come in. He's just going to get more and more blockhouses down, secure his position, and honestly, I don't know what Knuschelbār can even do here.
There's stagecoach from Russia.
Oh, is stagecoach. So basically, an extra 4 villagers up than he would do, because obviously Japan still has that stagecoach in the bottom. And Japan's also starting to get shrines up. So if Russia gives Japan time, maybe Japan will actually be fine.
Hard to say, he sent word twice. That really helps, obviously, to get infrastructures, market ups, and a few shrines. But
And he's also forced to send cherry orchards at this point. I don't actually know if he needed to send that just yet. I think he could have waited when. Yeah, he could have waited. Because obviously this cherry orchard still has 3,000 food on it. And he would have got a shipment before then, so these cherry orchards are a bit early, but that's a small mistake.
has to be really careful with the villagers.
Yeah, there's 9 in that actually. There's 9 in that. And
It's always typical Turk. He's gonna find the areas trying to escape. So they're both gonna trade bills.
I think, yeah, I think Turk's actually gonna get more villagers on the Japanese side here. Like, he's just demolishing them, and there you go. And now he can just sort of siege down that tour gates, or probably just siege down the TC, because the Knuschelbār's army can't actually fight this, really, can they? It doesn't matter if he loses too much.
I don't know, to be fair, I don't think so. If you get a pop of units, plus the Minutemen, perhaps. That's his only chance, popping also the villagers. He's got 7 hashes here.
Yeah, but his ashes aren't going to be doing too much damage here, and that town centre, he just needs to siege it, I think, and then he's fine.
Yeah, he needs to pop Minutemen now and just pop Veils and fight with everything, and hope for the best.
But more and more
Yeah,
Russian
nice-
musketeers
nice
coming in.
spot.
There's the Minutemen, and then there's the Veils coming in. If Turk can sort of micro this so he doesn't attack the Veils by accident, he's going to be completely fine and end up winning the game. But even then, the eco of Knuschelbār is just going to die. And at the end of the day, even if he's a musketeers, obviously worse units.
Yeah.
Sort of he has double the units at the end, and more units just equals a win at the end of the day. And that's GG for Knuschelbār.
Yeah, and that goes to 3-3 now.
Yeah, so this series is actually just equal now. It's 3-3, all off for game points. So Turk was actually down 3 games, but now is equals, which is just like you see every day.
Yeah, so yeah, 3-3. Can Knuschelbār actually throw his lead?
And the next map is Hudson Bay, which is a very good map for Japan, and we all know that Turk likes to play Japan. So, honestly, I think Turk's got a good shot here, even if he gets... he's going to be picked against, isn't he, as Japan? But, I don't know.
Right.
It's-
Well, Knusch could Russia versus that, so we'll see. Turk has to pick first, or is that Knusch?
Turk picks first, because Turk won.
All right.
So, obviously, Knuschelbār can also play Brit still, as you said. One of his strongest sims. And Brit versus Japan is... I think it's... Is it Brit favoured or is it Japanese favoured? I don't actually know.
People say it's Brit favored.
But this map in particular is very good for Japan, if I recall, because obviously you can ship the boats. I believe it has sheep.
On the summer version, yes. On the winter, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. The summer version is Sugwani, right? Or is it just... it's random, isn't it? You sometimes get the winter one, you sometimes get the summer one.
Hmm.
But now we're just waiting for Turk to pick. He can't pick Russia, he can't pick China, and he can't pick... Oh, I'm confusing myself now. What has he picked? He's picked Russia, China, and Ottoman. He can't pick Ottomans as well. And Knuschelbār at the same time cannot pick Portugal. He can't pick the German civilization. And he can't pick Dutch. Thank you very much. But India coming up for Turk, which is a bit of a surprise. As I said, Turk tends to play Japan, and he hasn't played a single game in the whole series. But I think that's more so that Japan is quite hard to sort of first pick, and it's very easy to counter pick.
Yeah, that's true. There was a curious choice from Knusch to go Japan into Russia. Maybe he was expecting Turk to do his usual build order with 700 coin.
Oh, an Indian mirror. There you go.
No, interesting.
Obviously, both players are quite competent with India, and it's actually India's quite an interesting mirror to watch compared to others, because there's you could do loads of things. You could basically just send a base of Yalgun, your Gurkha, which actually beats aggressive play, but if you're against that, you can boom against it. So it's an interesting map. But we've got the summer version as well, which is does have sheep, so that's good for India.
Both players have same hunts, relatively safe gold mines, and the top of the map is the same, so we get to go.
Exactly, and it was a wood start, I believe, isn't it? Or is it? No, it was wood start for India, which is fine. You might see one of the players go for a TP, and you do actually, as Knuschelbār goes for a TP in the bottom left, and it looks like Turk's going to do the same.
Looks like it, yeah.
And at the same time, Turk is finding quite a lot of sheep in the top of his map, and or maybe Turk's not. Maybe he was just scouting. Yeah, Turk isn't. So Knuschelbār's going to end up being basically a 200 wood deficit, but he's going to get some nice XP, which obviously is nicer as the game goes on. But yeah, players can do quite a lot in this matchup. There's Lecastete in the top left, which is one of the best treasures on the map, which I highly doubt either players will actually find. The Tomahawk's nice as well. 135 XP here, which is nice. But so there's a decent amount of players you can actually find, and
yeah, that's for sure. Problem for India on this map is it's it's really hard to take this kind of treasures with polar bear because it takes forever to take.
Yeah, polar bear's having a lot more HP, and the Indian explorer's doing a lot less damage than most explorers. They only do 12 a hit, and most explorers do 18 in melee. But it looks like Turk's going to go for his Zero-Core Tomahawk, which is nice.
People in the chat saying, prepare yourself for FI Sepoy roaming Mahout and Fire.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I'm quite tired, so hopefully this game doesn't go on for like 2 hours, but you never know. But this has been an interesting contention, and obviously whoever takes this treasure ends up doing quite nicely, but I didn't see this. There's a Tomahawk in the back here, and Knuschelbār's just going to take this, and he's going to have 2 Tomahawks, which sort of deny any forward aggro, so Turk is definitely going to be in his base when he ages up.
Yeah, and yeah, quite a huge mistake from Turk staying under the treasure, thinking he could get it in time.
Especially because he's gone for that TP, Knuschelbār. He's actually not going to be able to... if he's not able to rush this, he sort of denies any way Turk can actually punish him for going up so late. He's going to be up incredibly late. He's only on 300 food, while Turk's on 600. I think he sent a shipment earlier, though, obviously. He got a shipment probably 30-40 seconds earlier. There you go, yeah. Roughly 40 seconds earlier, which is quite big, actually, for distributivism.
Definitely. That's at least 30 wood, something.
Something like that, yeah. It's quite strong anyway. But, yeah, these 2 Tomahawks are going to be quite powerful here. And the aggro has to go down on base for Turk, which is not really what you want to do against someone being so slow aging up.
Yeah, let's have a look on their decks. So land the deck and train industrial focused for Knuschelbār. And iamturk got some kind of water deck with a few cards.
Yeah, he's got East Indiaman, which is obviously the fishing boat shipment you can send. Good faith agreement. So this is a bit of a maybe a WickedCossack sort of style deck. Sort of shipment.
I like it.
Maybe
I prefer going Coney mana when you go good faith agreements, but that's also something viable with an aggro fort.
He's also got no villagers on the aggro fort. So obviously good faith agreements you can go with I believe it's the French consulate, and you can get crates. Or is that for a different sim?
Yeah.
And you can also obviously get a fishing boat upgrade for like 100. I think it's like 100 exports, like ridiculous. But it's pretty incredible what you actually get. But there you go. There's the Nutka as well. So Knuschelbār's actually got like a little army here. He's got 2 Zero-Core Tomahawks, which unfortunately don't show up on the UI. Is Turk going to lose a villager here? I don't think he is going to lose it. No, he won't lose a villager, but he's still going to get harassed. They're going to be up slower. But yeah, I mean, he might even get if he gets the Cherokee rifleman, it's going to be insane.
Yeah.
He's just harassing units at this point. But again, all these units which are losing HP, some of them are just like chip damage, but this villager here is going to be 9 HP and he's going to be stuck in that TC. Yeah, he's definitely going to be stuck in that TC. They're just being annoying, but that's all he needs to do at this point. There's a 2 Sepoys, so he has to run away now, unfortunately, because Sepoys actually outranged Tomahawks. But, hey, I mean, he's going to lose these elephants again, I think. Especially if a nuke can get in there. Or maybe not. Ooh, it's so close. 39 HP if he can get sort of 2 swings off of that Nutka, which I don't think he can actually do. But he does get some good scouting, at least, with the units.
Yeah, good scouting, and meanwhile he's taking this 20% HP treasure.
Yeah, and
quite good for late game.
Yeah, these units are going to be 425 HP instead of 375, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, good faith agreements. Where's this consulate? He's now putting out an advanced consulate, which is the name of the consulate after you get good faith agreements. And we'll just have to see what he does. Maybe he'll go. He's bound to go for food and export next, though.
Yeah, I'm afraid that we are going to see some really passive gameplay. in H2 at least.
Yeah, I mean, Turk's gone for the for unlocking. You can't really push here. He's just going to go for Gurkha, as I said. You can sort of stay in base with Gurkha, and there's diplomatic intrigue from Knuschelbār. So he's going to go with the French consulate. What other consulates in
You could also
India
you
go?
could also start auto and get the Vios for cheaper also, and then switch to French and
You go
send like
port as
500
well.
coin to each other or something.
Yeah, Port, you get free fishing boats as well, which is decent. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's look at text being researched. Yeah, French consulate. And he's also getting blanket filters at the same time. So yeah, there you go. There's hunting dogs on hunting eagles for Turk, and Turk actually took a TP as well. I don't know what this fight
What
is.
he's doing? It's like wasting
Yeah.
minutes here.
He's just giving Turk basically 90 XP and just wasting them. But it doesn't really. It matters, but it doesn't matter too much. But there's the gold shipment. What the hell? Turk sent gold from his shipment. Not Turk. Knuschelbār sent 600 gold and got the gold crate from the consulate. So that's quite cool actually. And then he's gonna get the food crate as well. I don't know how much each one of these costs. But,
150 export, I believe. I'm not entirely sure about that.
So yeah, they're really cheap with diplomatic intrigue, and now he can just switch off the French consulate because obviously the French consulate is.
Or 180 or something. I think Ottoman villagers cost 180 with the good faith agreement.
Yeah, and obviously the apparently the French allies give you 5.25% gathering rate or something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that doesn't really matter here. It's just more about the crates, and he's probably going to switch off. But he's already aging, and Turk isn't aging behind us, but he does have a better eco. He does have nearly 40 settlers to 28 here.
Yeah, no worries. Knusch is going to catch up anytime soon, sending foreign logging himself and getting the Vios later.
Yeah, the
He's
Vils
got
being
all
very cheap.
resources at the moment because
Yeah.
of his build order. He's aging faster too, and this will probably be some kind of race to industrial.
What an interesting match to watch, then, isn't it? If it's going industrial, you just see lots of Seapoy,
Yeah,
lots
it's
of
going to
Irumi.
be Sepoy Gurkha, Yerumi, Mahout,
Yeah.
most likely.
But saying that, I quite like Knuschelbār's way of doing it. I mean, he's got the French allies there. He's got the market upgrades. He doesn't have the Ottoman 4 settlers, but he's going to get it in a second. But he's already got imperial bureaucracy, which is very strong compared to civil servants.
Yeah, it doesn't have the wood trickle though.
Yeah, but the woodchucker's probably going to come in unless he's saving it. You might just go for siege elephants, honestly, and just sort of tear down the
You
Angkor
should go
fort.
for it. You should go for it. It reminds me this game between Taban and Daruga, where it was an India mirror on Deccan, and Daruga went for something with good faith agreement and French consulate, but he never got the wood trickle and never went for the Ottoman Vios and be behind 10 Vios the entire game.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's not too far behind when you factor in stuff like what you sort of expect. You have to factor in the Ottoman villages, which he's about to get, I assume. It's text being completed. He's getting disciplined Gurkha, but again, I mean, he's not even that much faster than Turk, and he had to send the wood trickle when he was aging, so he's basically just had a shipment. He's basically a shipment behind, isn't he, at this point?
Yeah, right. Although the advantage with Knusch build order is that you get more market upgrades, so he's got imperial bureaucracy.
Yeah, which is basically like a. Oh no, they both have imperial bureaucracy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically 10% of your villages. So those Indian villages are actually very, very, very strong. But and he's going to lose his trading post as well. What did Turk go up with? He went with the Taj Mahal, which is the ceasefire window instead of the Charminar Gate. Obviously, the Charminar Gate makes your units stronger. But, I mean, there's only one Mahout here, and there's a lot of Gurkha and there's lots of Umi there, and he also has ceasefire, so honestly, Turk is in a very nice position here, honestly.
Yep. think he is, but he doesn't have enough. Doesn't have any anti-cap, so this Mahout can clean his entire army himself.
Turk could actually age very soon. He has enough gold.
What is Knusch doing? He's making more units. Okay. Knusch is banking 2k res.
Yeah, Turk is. He's gonna lose a lot of villagers here. He doesn't have disciplined Gurkha, which is sort of what you want. 3 Mahout Lancers as well. That's huge. Where's Mahouts? He only has, as you said, sort of Gurkha and a couple of Sepoy, 2 Sepoys. But if he gets caught, those gardeners aren't going to be doing too much.
Just watch out, these 3 Mahouts gonna completely erect iamturk's army.
Oh, there's 3 Mahout Lancers from Turkmen, but if he gets the engagement now, he's in a pretty good position, actually. Especially if he gets on the Urumi with him. Yeah, he's getting good damage off of the Urumi. I don't know why Turk's pushing here. It seems like a mistake.
Yeah, so Yurumi's on 1 Mahout, which is gonna make a lot of work. Although for some reason iamturk seems to be winning this fight, because these Mahouts have more HP.
Yeah, I think they actually do. I mean, the Gurkhas are going to shoot them, obviously, and get some good damage off. But Turk's just going to age. Petar's in queue from the British consulate from Knuschelbār, so he's probably just going to go get the Agra fort down there easily. But as you said, I think Turk training a lot better than he should have done.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially now he's aging.
Yeah, although he's gonna get cleaned up here.
He's going to get cleaned up, and the Agra fort's going to go down from those petards from the British consulate, which obviously cost half the good favour agreements. So Knuschelbār's getting everything he possibly can from the good favour agreements. Even he hasn't even got the settlers yet.
So it's curious. Yeah, Knusch is gonna stay H3, and iamturk is aging. Although we've got 9 Sepoys shipments over here and a lot of reinforcements coming on the map. So Knusch will have a window to do a lot of damage and try to punish that.
Yeah.
Petars will siege the Agra for sure.
Yeah, petards are really strong here, actually.
If
he actually moves
target
them. Oh, that's
fire.
fucking one thing in the game I just despise.
I hate this thing, man. But well.
But again, the ceasefire just buys him a little bit of time. Is he going up the Charmanite Gate? He is going up the Charmanite Gate.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's bought him so much time, that ceasefire. He's basically kept the Agra alive, and these 2 Mahouts is going to do so much damage to the Gurkha because of it. Obviously, the Agra fort does go down, but where's the anti-cavalry? I mean, the Sepoy is so far away. 2 Mahouts are coming out from Turk as well, nicely timed. Those Sepoy are just going to go down, and honestly, I think he's just going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, there are more Sepoys on the way, but it's gonna be a long way out, and yeah, my house are just
nicely split though from Knuschelbār. Yeah, nicely split though, and some Sepoy coming in as well. So, but that sort of advantage he had is sort of gone, and he's not going to be aging himself. And yeah, I think there's still a bit of trouble here for
It's Mahout full trick. He's like running super fast.
But yeah, Mahouts are running faster than they should be. But I like all the elephants down here just laying down.
In the sun.
But yeah, I mean, this is quite tricky now because what do you do as Knuschelbār against that 10 Urumi shipment if he gets sent?
If you go really heavy on infantry, Sepoy Gurkha, you send the Sepoy and Gurkha card. And yeah, I mean, don't run under TC like this with your Gurkha because you never know what can pop. Yeah, British East India Company. And you also need the Royal Green Jackets versus that, because otherwise honorary Sepoys are too good.
Yeah, exactly. Those Sepoys are incredibly strong when you have the British East India Company, but there's a Urumi. Yeah, there's the 10 Urumis coming out. Obviously, you need cavalry here really to do anything against your Urumis. The Gurkha are amazing against them. And if he
Yeah,
can,
well, your point, if you have 40 sepoys and 40 Gurkha, you can just kite that.
yeah,
It's not the
exactly.
biggest.
But yeah, I mean, if he gets caught with these Gurkhas, that's a lot of resources going down the drain. There's 10 Gurkha there, so that's 1,200 resources just sitting around. He might even get caught. But a second TC going down, we didn't actually see this from Knuschelbār, which is quite nice.
Sure, he's getting 3 docks now.
Oh, he's going to go for monitors, isn't he? Or he should
I
do,
think
at
he's
least.
gonna go for fishing boats because he has no food anymore and he's got no map.
Oh. But yeah,
So,
I mean, he can't really push it, actually. You are sort of right. There's a lot of Gurkha and a lot of sepoy now. If you just look at military units, those 3 Mahouts, each representing like 7 population, which is insane. But they're not worth 7 population. There's no way.
Knusch needs Mahouts too.
Yeah.
And Mansabals. Oh, he's got one on the way here.
Yeah, Mansabal is giving 10% boost, I believe, to I think HP or damage or one of the two. It's but if he lets Turk get a mass of these Urumis, he's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, and the Water Eco too.
Yeah, but Water Eco's gonna be sort of more and more aggressive, getting more and more ships out.
Sure got no food for now, and he's not gonna get any for a while. Oh, big pick from Knuschelbār.
Yeah, a couple of
He's gonna
villagers
stay
there.
there in the house and
Well, green jackets, as you said.
Royal Green Jacket. So Knusch is playing that really well, in my opinion.
And normally you wouldn't actually have all green jackets in your deck, would you? It's normally sort of a team deck card. And
I
Turk
do
doesn't
versus
have it.
Japan or even in India Mirror, that's fine because there's a high chance your opponent goes Sepoy Yurumi anyway. So having ×3 on your skirms is quite good.
It only does it only do it for Gurkhas and not for Urumi? Does Urumi have a different multiplier? I don't know. I believe.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't work on Yurumis, man. That would be too insane.
No, it works for Mansabar Gurkhas, but not Urumi, unfortunately. But there's the construct going down, and I mean, Turks are trying to boom this fishing economy. He's even going on rice paddies at the back. But the map control from... Oh, that's quite big if he's going to get them on there. But he needs the Mansabar really there to do anything. And these 2 Mahouts are just stuck. They're not doing anything. There you go. There's the Minutemen coming in. I can't stop my screen zooming in. I'm sorry. But there you go. I mean, I think this is just over. It's just a bigger mass, even if he does have to go every which...
A few stomps. But yeah, I think Knusch is gonna clean that.
And there's 2 Mahouts coming at the back. This is just Knuschelbār's going to clear it up, definitely. And how does Turk kill this army? I don't think he can.
That's lots of overfishing over here.
Yeah, there's a couple of boats not doing anything. Yeah, it's like.
I guess Turkey is gonna send more Yurumis, but he needs a decent mass of sepoys to support them. Making paddies on the top, but it's gonna take a while before it pays off. And Knusch is on 3 TC at the same time.
That's Turk's only shipment point, by the way. There's no castle or anything. There's not a second TC down, and he's just gonna be bleeding villagers now. There's no way he can go with these. And unless he does like stay on this random island, which I highly doubt. But I think this is just over for Turk at this point.
Yeah, but you know it's Turk and it's 3-3, so we can stay tuned in for at least 10 minutes before he joins.
Yeah, and he's just losing all the housing now as well. And just look at the difference. 5 sepoys, even if they're honoured, don't really matter against this massive discipline.
Yeah, it's like 100 units.
Yeah, and Knuschelbār even sending in Daravan martial arts now, which makes it so all your units do more damage in melee, which is quite nice. Hey, does it affect all units? Yeah, it does. It affects the house as well, which is actually that's an insane card. But
and there's the golden boy coming too.
yeah, and there's those 3 caravels coming in. There's those sepoys are basically age 4 not caravels. Those seaport, basically age 4 seaport at this point.
Yeah, basically. 288, so yeah.
And there's the GG. That's the end of the series.
Yeah, there we go, GG.
4-3 to Turk.
Knuschelbār.
To Knuschelbār, not to Turk. But
So Knusch scared himself, kinda, leading 3-0 and then letting this advantage get away from him.
yeah, I think he sort of suicided his army down here, down at the bottom next to his trading post, which was quite a big mistake. If he knew he was going industrial, he should have either just massed and just taken the fight, and he would have actually taken a really, really good fight. Or he should have just kept his army and tried to go industrial after that, and he would have been completely fine. But yeah, at this point, I don't think it was really possible to come back for Turk. I mean, just look at the military unit count, 163 to 87 as a whole. And Knuschelbār killing so many more units. And
Definitely.
And at the end of the day, I think that's just... I don't think it's really possible for Turk to do anything once he just lost that army just before the industrial age.